Welcome, everyone, to the Dr. Greg Show, November 25th, 2025. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being with us. Got some fun things to talk about today. Going to be learning more about the science of climate change, talking about that a little bit more. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you for that. And we are going to be engaging with that. And we want to try to get into for the next week, kind of get into more ecology, climate change stuff, kind of like the current state of affairs. I don't feel like that's being covered at all right now. So I kind of want a interesting perspective on it, because that is my background. That is what I love talking about. That's what I dedicated my life to trying to solve. So I'd love to talk to you guys more about it. Thank you. While we are getting going here, I just want to say thank you. Appreciate you guys. I was looking at science news. My favorite science website is Science Mag. Got to give it to them. It's always the best news site, I feel like, for science. And the volcano activity is interesting, scary. I have not heard about that. Oh yeah, that's right. We're going to talk about this first, guys. The news about the EPA approving a PFAS pesticide. Very interesting. I mean, there is kind of like imagine this, but a hypocritical way that the Trump administration is doing things. I know this is going to be a big shocker to you. Hi, Heather. Hey, Ducre. And so PFAS is one of those forever chemicals, right? Those are the things that we normally are very worried about. And the polyfluoroalkyl substances. So these are the man-made chemicals used, and the forever chemicals that don't break down easily and can build up in the environment. So hence why it is a little odd that they are approving this, right? That is, people are kind of confused and worried. Per polyfluoroalkyl substances, or PFAS, are informally referred to as forever chemicals, are a group of synthetic organofluorine chemical compounds that have multiple fluorine atoms attached to an alkyl chain. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that's what it was. Fluorine. There's a really powerful. There are 7 million known such chemicals, according to PubChem. PFAS came into use with the invention of Teflon in 1938 to make fluoropolymer coatings and products that resist heat, oil, stains, grease, and water. They are now used in products such as waterproof fabric, nylon, yoga pants, carpets, shampoo, feminine hygiene products, mobile phone screens, wall paint, furniture, adhesive, food packaging, firefighting foam, and the insulation of electrical wires. PFAS are also used in the cosmetic industry into cosmetics and personal products, including lipstick, eyeliner, mascara, foundation, concealer, lip balm, blush, and nail polish. Yeah, it looks like they're in like pretty much everything. Feminine hygiene products, probably the plastic that involves in them that makes them up. Many of the PFAS, such as PFOS and PFOA, pose health and environmental concerns because they are persistent organic pollutants. They were branded as forever chemicals in an article in Washington Post in 2018. Some have half-lives of over 8 years in the body due to the carbon-fluorine bond, one of the strongest in organic chemistry. They move through soils and bioaccumulate in fish and wildlife. So that is what people are talking about, which are then eaten by humans. Okay, so it's kind of like I guess this is separate than microplastics, but like it's still kind of like an organic pollutant. Residues are now commonly found in rain, drinking water, and wastewater. Since PFAS compounds are highly mobile, They are readily absorbed through human skin and through tear ducts, and such products are on lips are often unknowingly ingested. Due to the large number of PFAS, it is challenging to study and assess the potential human health and environmental risks. More research is necessary and ongoing. Okay, and this is the important part, I think. Exposure to PFAS, such as those that have been classified as a carcinogenic and or endocrine disruptors, have been linked to cancers such as kidney, prostate, testicular, ulcerative colitis, thyroid disease, suboptimal antibody response, decreased immunity, decreased fertility, hypertensive disorders in pregnancy, reduced infant and fetal growth and developmental issues in children, obesity, dyslipidemia, uh, uh, abnormally high cholesterol, and higher rates of hormone interference. All right. Wow. Okay. I feel like I should just read this if you're. I was just talking. Yeah, thanks, MJV. Thank you for being a fan. I appreciate you. The use of PFAS have been regulated internationally in the Stockholm Convention on Persistent Organic Solvents in 2009, with some jurisdictions such as China and European Union planning further reductions and phase-outs. However, major producers such as the United States, Israel, Malaysia have not ratified the agreement, and the chemical industry has lobbied to reduce regulations or moved production to countries such as Thailand, where there is less regulation. Okay, interesting. So we haven't signed on. The market for PFAS is estimated to use $28 billion in 2023, and a majority are produced by 12 companies: 3M, AGC, Aroma, Arkema, BASF, Bayer, Chemours, Dakin, Honeywell, Merck, Shandong Dongyu Chemical, and Solvay. Sales of PFAS, which cost approximately $20 per kilogram. Wow, that's pretty. That's interesting. For how much it's used for, that seems cheap. Generate a total industry profit of $4 billion per year on 16% profit margins. Due to health concerns, several companies have ended or plan to end the sale of PFAS or a product that contain them. These include W.L. Gore, the maker of Gore-Tex, H&M, Patagonia, REI, and 3M. PFAS producers have paid billions of dollars to settle litigation claims, the largest being a $10.3 billion settlement paid to 3M for water contamination. Studies have shown that companies have known of the health dangers since 1970s. DuPont and 3M were aware that PFAS was, quote, highly toxic when inhaled and moderately toxic when ingested. External costs, including those associated with remediation of PFAS from soil and water contamination, treatment of related diseases, and monitoring of PFAS pollution, may be as high as a $17 trillion annually, according to ChemSac. The Nordic Council of Ministers estimated health benefits of being at least 52 to 84 billion in the European Economic Area. In the United States, PFAS-attributed diseases cost upwards to an estimated 6 to 62 billion. Wow, that's a huge range. In January 2025, reports stated that the costs of cleaning up toxic PFAS pollution in the UK and Europe have exceeded $1.6 trillion over the next 20 years. Wow. Interesting. Okay, so now that we understand that. Okay. Wow. Infertility, something that's really being studied. I don't know. I haven't read any of these studies personally. Interesting. I mean, I'd heard of it in passing, obviously, but I hadn't looked into these like medically or read any of these papers, since it's kind of different than what I do. Huh. Interesting, guys. Very interesting. And now we have the EPA approving a new pesticide. And will it show up in your produce? I mean, apparently, how would it not? If they are spraying it, how is it not going? It seems like to be getting everywhere. The EPA has approved 10 pesticide products containing isocycloaram, or PFAS, a PFAS or forever chemical, for agricultural, turf, and indoor pesticide control use. Environmental advocates warn that the decision ignores evidence of PFAS's long-term risks, like reproductive and liver toxicity, while the EPA urges no human health risks were found or used when used as directed. Researchers note that the Isocycloseram is highly persistent and toxic to pollinators, raising concerns about the ecological and public health impacts of forever chemicals. Uh-oh, so they're really bad for bees. That'd be really bad. On Thursday, the Environmental Protection Agency, approved new pesticide products containing isocycloaram, a perfluoroalkyl and perfluoroalkyl substance, polyfluoroalkyl substance, known as PFAS. Today, quote, today the EPA registered 10 products containing a new active ingredient, Isocycloseram, a broad-spectrum contact insecticide produced for use on agricultural crops, turf, and ornamentals, as well as indoor and outdoor uses for commercial, industrial, and domestic sites, the EPA shared in a statement. Ooh, the statement. This new active ingredient will give farmers an additional tool to help manage crops and grow more food for our country. I think the problem is trusting the EPA to regulate anything that would be bad or put out that goes against what these people are saying, what the news alerts and bulletins say, when, let's say, these people, for example, donate to his ballroom. You know what I mean? Are we really going to trust the EPA to actually be regulated and not be captured by these when they're just so openly and brazenly corrupt right now? Some of these target pests for these products can include significant crop damage and financial loss to growers, such as tarnished plant bug in cotton, Colorado potato beetle in potatoes, and diamondback moth in brassica vegetables. Isocycloseram also will give citrus farmers an important new product to help control the pest Asian citrus psyllid, which is the citrus greening disease is a huge problem, guys. It is everywhere, and our citrus grows, and honestly, that is probably a good thing. Additionally, this pesticide has important benefits for managing indoor pests, cockroaches, termites, bedbugs. No human health risks of concern were identified. Can we get links to those? Let's see. I don't see a link to any of the studies. Here you go. All the supporting documents of Isocycloseram are in the docket. Ooh, regulations.gov. How exciting. New active ingredient. Okay. Docket details. All right, docket documents. We are looking for the study for major label memorandum. Okay, here we go. Maybe occupational residential exposure. Well, food and drinking water exposure. Final fate and ecological risk assessment. Okay, okay. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Download the file. Here we go, downloading PDFs again. Oh, okay. Use profile. Hazards. Here's the LD50s. I don't know what would be the working concentrations that we would normally see. Anyone? It's also the pans. Yeah, yeah. It seems like it's just for, it is like everywhere. Like literally, they're everywhere. Yeah, I'd be curious about like running this through. Um, dude, you know what? Honestly, a really good thing, guys, of these documents and stuff. It's a really good thing just to run them through ChatGPT or something or an AI. You take all this like 93 pages that you're not going to be able to like read through, you know, and like actually digest, and then you just have it ask questions based off of that PDF alone, and it really does a good job at giving you the information. Let's do that right now. Let's see. I'm curious what it says. Let's see. All right. We got the 3 PDFs that we were looking for. Let's see what Gemini thinks. It lines our cans, all of our plastics. Yeah, I guess it's like putting it in contact with our foods directly in our crops. I think that would be the problem with it. Mm-hmm. Gemini, based off of these documents alone, can you give us a rundown and a summary of what they mean and what the harm potentially they could have for human health and long-term side effects, if there are any? Also, what would be the working concentration that people could get exposed to if they ate this stuff versus what's the LD50s of the chemical themselves in the studies? Okay, let's see. How exciting. All right, here we go. It leaches off the fake turf that we put on our sports fields and linked, yeah, glioblastoma brain cancer. Yeah, I think just the idea of the bioremediation seems incredibly hard. How are you getting them out? Nanofiltration. Hey, that's my job. Let's see. Yeah, thanks, Claire. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like to usually watch those films just because like documentary films are just so often just obviously propaganda. So I really have gotten burned so often on them that I don't usually recommend or watch those. I'm just like, um, sorry, I watched Loose Change when I was a kid, so I was just not too I don't know. The just asking questions stuff can be really dangerous. Um, but I mean, I've also thought about making like a documentary on the science behind lab leak or something. So I can understand like a long form content, like actually putting out a video that makes sense, you know. But I guess I don't know. I don't know who it is. Here we go. Summary of the documents. Potential harm. So, based on the animal studies reviewed in the documents, isocycloseram has a low acute toxicity profile, but specific long-term effects if chemical exposure levels are high enough. The acute short-term, the lowest toxicity, category 4, is classified as having a low acute toxicity via oral, dermal, or inhalation routes. Okay, that's good considering that would be where it actually is. Irritation. It is minimally irritating to eyes and non-irritating to skin, but it is a dermal sensitizer. Interesting. And then long-term chronic side effects. Targets organs. The primary target organs identified in long-term animal studies are the testes and liver. Great, guys. Great. The long-term side effects, long-term exposure at high enough doses in rats, reduced testes size, tubular degeneration in the testes, reduced sperm and cellular debris. Wow. Increased incidence of liver, decreased body weight. But cancerous, the chemical is classified as not likely to be carcinogenic to humans. The working concentrations for eating. So that the documents calculated have isocycloseram people might ingest daily from food and water compared to the safe limit. The safe limit is 0.02 milligrams per kilograms per day. And then the exposure estimates is like, okay, so it's another order of magnitude. So it's 31% of the safe limit. The highest exposed groups would be children. That gets up to 67% if the safe limit. Wow, that's kind of high, guys. 67. Well, that's just this one, right? That's just this one. Um, the amount of people are expected to ingest from food and water is well below the level that would cause harm, but still 67% in children. It's children 1 to 2. That seems kind of high. The LD50 is the amount required to kill 50% of the population. Show a massive safety margin between the lethal dose and the amount that humans are exposed to. Okay, yeah, the LD50 was the wrong thing to ask. I just saw LD50 in there, and that's like normally what I'm working with for microbes, but that makes sense why you don't want to kill anything yet. You just want to see if it induces long-term problems. Interesting, guys. Dang, that's interesting. Look at that, guys. You've never seen that. You've never seen original reporting like that before, have you? We're actually analyzing about 500 pages in PDF documents right there. Original thoughts, original questions. Any questions that you guys want to ask Gemini about these forever chemicals that RFK is putting into our food? Any questions for Gemini that I can ask for you guys? Aren't there like 400 types of PFAS? Yeah. Yeah, this is just the one that was approved. There's like 10 approved today. What's the lotto numbers? Okay. Yeah, that works. That works. There's 7 million known such chemicals. So there's 7 million different types of PFAS. That's crazy. Yeah, for real. That was cool. That was fun. I love that. I love that. I love learning. Okay, so now that we have the now we understand what's going on. They don't really talk about that at all in here. Isn't that weird when you do like your own analysis, guys? Now you can go to Hi Island. You can go to your back to the reporting now. Now that this is kind of how I like to learn, guys. This is really exposure. I guess this is my show, so this makes sense, but this is how I usually think about things. I figure out the topic of what it is. I don't know about it. I don't know about a lot of things. So I learn about it. Wikipedia, good place to start. And then we found that there's an actual EPA, a real life thing that they put out. We read that, right? We read the actual thing, the press release, and then we look at the documents, the actual regulatory documents at the bottom here. And then we took out the supporting documents, about 500 pages of PDFs. We threw it into Gemini and we said, hey, Gemini, what are some questions that I have? Tell me what they say. And now we have that background knowledge. Now we have what they're talking about. We have what's on the documents that's not necessarily in the news. And then now we can go back to the news article and kind of see what they're talking about and what they're highlighting, right? Maybe they had like some questions that we didn't think about. Maybe they have some ideas on how to do that. That's just kind of like my thought process and how I cover a lot of stuff on and off stream. That's like kind of how my brain works right now. Okay. Sweet. So the move comes just 1 year after the president-elect Donald Trump said he would announce RFK guidance. HHS would play a big role. Okay, so again, like see how this is not targeted at all against that? They really didn't even talk about this. They just said just this one paragraph about this, and then now we're talking about like broadly about what the Trump administration would say that they were going to do and the guidance that they gave. And does anyone really care about that? Does anyone really care what they say that they were going to do? You see what I mean? I mean, come on, dude. Come on. Does anyone actually think that that matters at all? Forever chemicals have no place on our campuses and our planet. Yet the EPA just approved another PFAS pesticide that will persist in our environment for generations. Quote, according to the EPA, the new products containing isocloseram, closeram, will target pests like the tarnished plant. We just read this, guys. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. The tarnished plant bug in cotton, the Colorado potato beetle, and the diamondback moth. We just talked. Isn't that amazing? I will also be. It will also be used. The citrus greening disease. Yeah, we just did. Yeah, amazing. I love that. Critically, the EPA noted no human health adverse effects will be of concern when identified. Okay, I'm telling you guys, reading is a superpower. Read as much as you can. It is a superpower, and it will set you free. Quote, to approve more PFAS pesticides amid the growing awareness of the serious long-term dangers from these forever chemicals is absurdly short-sighted. Nathan Donnelly, an environmental health science director at the Center for Biological Diversity, shared in a statement noting that this is actually the second PFAS pesticide approved under the current Trump administration, which just approved cyclobutyriphloram 2 weeks ago. The undeniable reality is that the Trump administration is knowingly putting the nation's children at greater risk of developing serious reproductive and life harms for generations to come. And guys, I mean, they literally, I mean, we know because we are educated now about it, kids are the most vulnerable, between 1 and 2%, and even according to their own numbers, kids are going to be exposed to about 67% of the level that is needed to cause harm. So this is like, I mean, this is not, this is going to be, that's pretty close. Doubling the dosage or doubling the exposure isn't that hard. It isn't unfathomable, I guess. All right, let's read this then. Let's read this. The Center for Biological Diversity. Isocycloseram is classified as a moderately persistent to persistent and is known to transform into 40 smaller PFAS chemicals, which are more highly persistent. Among the most concerning harms for cyclocycloseram is reduced testicle size, sperm count, and liver toxicity. Hey, we just learned about that too. And I mean, we're talking like that would be long term if you had that in a kid's. I mean, that would be lifelong awful things. That would be, you don't want any of those, right? For all the rhetoric about caring for children's health and well-being, the administration is quick to throw them under the bus when it suits their polluting benefactors, said Donnelly. Instead of erring on the side of safety, we get a quick, reckless approval of new forever chemicals without any real thought given to its harm. I mean, genuinely, the only thing that I can think of would be if it does help the citrus greening disease. That is something that we need help with. But I don't know if this would be completely needed in order to do that. And if it's so toxic to bees, that would be so bad. I mean, it says right here, Isocycloseram is also highly toxic to bees and other pollinators, with the EPA finding that the vital pollinators could be exposed to 1,500 times the lethal level of the pesticide just by collecting nectar and pollen near treated fields. Okay, that's a thing to ask Gemini, guys. What impact do the reports say in regards to pollinators? What levels are they likely going to be exposed to? All right. Man, that is awful. That is crazy. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to do that. To give you, it's just the news of the day, man. It is the news of the day. As a push to approve the PFAS pesticides, the EPA created a new webpage earlier this month to try to assure the public of its robust chemical species specific process that it uses to approve any pesticide, even one that is a PFAS. This bold new push from the EPA comes directly from the recent Make America Healthy Again strategy report following what? it blows my mind that they don't think that vaccines are tested widely enough, which they are, and yet these type of pesticides surely are. Oh my gosh. The Maha strategy report. Where did this come from? Did this get, is this, what date is this? Microplastics and synthetics. HHS, in collaboration with NIH and EPA, will continue an evaluation of the risks and exposures of microplastics and synthetics, including in common products such as textiles. I mean, we mean trying to make more of them. That's what we're talking about when we said that. We said we wanted more of them. Isn't that, you guys didn't want more of those? I'm so confused. What a joke, dude. What a joke. What an absolute joke. Google, help. Based on the environmental fate and ecological risk assessment document, here's the summary of the impacts on pollinators, specifically bees, and the level of exposure they are likely to face. The reports indicate that Isocycloseram poses significant risk to individual pollinators. Through colony level impacts may be less severe under real world conditions. High acute toxicity. It's classified as highly toxic. Larval toxicity is also highly toxic. Chronic effects. Chronic exposure resulted in increased mortality for adults and larvae. For larvae specifically, increased pupil mortality and reduce adult emergence. Colony level impact. Despite the high toxicity to individuals in lab tests, semi-field studies where whole colonies were exposed showed only transient effects. Maybe that's why they saved it. That must have been, wow, I don't understand why it would only have a transient effect though. There were no long-term effects on overall colony condition, queen size, and food reserves. That's good, I guess. I mean, mitigation. Because of these risks, the EPA requires specific label mitigations such as prohibiting aerial applications on mini crops, restricting application times to when bees are less active, and requiring spray drift buffers. I'm sure they're going to do that stuff, guys. I'm sure they're just going, they're going to observe the crop dusting time limits. Oh man. Toxicity levels. Now this is the LD50s that we were talking about. Acute contact LD50, acute. Okay, so here's the estimated environmental exposure. Foliar contact dose is like 0.3 microns. Yeah, it exceeds. Yeah, exactly. Guys, what? It's right. It says right there. Foliar contact dose. Estimated doses on leaves were calculated to be 0.3 to 0.36 per bee for the highest application rates, which exceeds the lethal dose for contact. 0.26 micrograms. Right there. It says it right there. What? It's in their own report. In field studies, residues in pollen were measured as high as 15,000 micrograms. What? That's insanely high. Residues in nectar were significantly lower, but that's way after, right? That's way after. Rapid dissipation. Importantly, residues on foliage and nectar pollen dropped quickly. The residues' time to mortality was less than 3 hours, meaning the toxicity of the residues on leaves decreased rapidly after spraying. Yeah, because they're being absorbed so quickly. Okay, so that makes sense with the whole the temporal thing. Man, that is wild, guys. Guys, I feel like we are in on this issue. I don't think anyone's even talking about this. Wow. In the 2020, now back to the story for Yahoo News, a 2022 evaluation by the Australian Pesticides and Veterinary Medicines Authority conducted on rats, rabbits, and dogs found that the ingredient can increase red blood production, cause adrenal gland toxicity, lead to weight fluctuations, and result in skeletal malformations in fetuses, and cause testicular degeneration, which is what we were seeing in the other ones too, right? That makes sense. As Chemical and Engineering News explained, the ingredients has a half-life of over 3 years. Okay, well, it means less. That's crazy. I don't understand the need for it as much. You know what I mean? I think that like it's there, but why do we need this now? That's the only thing. I mean, the citrus greening thing is a very significant, like basically guys, every single citrus plant, citrus tree in the United States has this greening disease. It's pervasive, and it's taking out like all of Florida's production, California's production, which California is now actually more so than Florida, the higher producer of citrus because of it. It's a huge problem. So yeah, citrus greening disease. Yeah, it's a huge problem. Hmm. More native fruit trees. They're native. No, I mean they're here. They're just getting taken out. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Miss Cake. Our citrus does not taste well, MZ Delta. I don't know how to tell you this, but you're eating in the United States. You are eating Chinese citrus. The stuff that we sell is to China, like to sell international markets because people internationally sell like pay higher amounts than we do. We in the United States like to have bigger, brighter color things that are less nutritious and less tasty. So we have the best citrus in the world that we make here, and then we sell it internationally. So it is very weird. Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. It's wild. It is wild. I mean, it's a huge problem. It's a huge problem. But hey, in off season, we used to sell our oranges to you too. Okay, cool. Cuties. Yeah. You know, Cuties was actually invented in UC Riverside, where I went. You know that? Isn't that cool? So yeah, it's a breeding project that they did there, and it's gotten global. And I love Cuties too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But my grandma's old orange grapefruit trees. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. They might not have the citrus greening disease. I hope that they don't. So I hope that they don't. All right, guys. Well, hey Meg. So guys, that was cool. How amazing was that? That was so fun to go in and really deep dive onto that subject. I really appreciate you guys taking that dive with me and learning how and what's going on. I am cautiously pessimistic about it. I think like um, it's hard to trust whatever the EPA says now because of the distrust that the CDC has had. I hope that the studies that they did and the scientists there and would whistle blow, or there would be some type of transparency if they knew something wasn't being tested. But honestly, a lot of this stuff was probably in the pipeline for years and years. So I don't think that they're just gonna try to ram something through just now. That's that's the that's the only thing I'm thinking about right now. So it's hard to know. Um, it seems to be so universally used that it would be a shocker if this is the one that was super bad. But at the same time, man, I think it's a it's a troubling thing for sure. And the problem, just like with, it's a problem just like with the CDC now, is the capture by private interest groups. So would the EPA really blow the alarm if they knew they weren't toxic, right? If Trump is being given money by the corporation for whatever, $100 million to do something for the ballroom, would he really step out against them? That is the problem. That is that's why, guys, you don't allow governments and presidents to take in so much money from private interest groups, because they can grease the wheels so much, and it can make the regulation and the regulatory capture be real. No, I'm not, Hazel. No, I saw that. I don't know who he is. I'd heard that he's problematic, but I don't know enough about him. Hey, Montana, welcome in. Um, how should the public handle this admin's approach on public health? One, I think you have to look at people that are in the administration, the studies that they are pointing to, right? And what kind of thing they are pointing to in order to give legitimacy. That's the biggest thing to me, right? That what are the studies? And it looks like they did do the studies, right? Like putting all that stuff into Gemini. It does seem like they did some. Hi, Lily. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. So they did say that. They did do the diligence. They did have some studies. I think that the fact that they did put that data out there that says that bees are actually going to be contacted at higher rates that are lethal, the fact that that didn't get taken out kind of shows me that, one, maybe there's worse data in there that they did get taken out, or two, that is a full report and they're okay with it, and they knew it was going to get approved anyway, so it doesn't matter. That would be the skeptical way of looking at it. That would be the pessimist way of looking at it. So it's tough, guys. It's a tough one. I think you have to look at other organizations and see how they are going to be doing their own research. So just like how other countries validate the FDA's testing of pharmaceutical companies, we're going to have to look to other countries and other organizations and their studies. So, like, for example, that environmental group, I think that's awesome. It's an admirable goal to say that this is a bad thing, that it could harm people, but it doesn't seem like they would be okay with any PFAS being okay. You know what I mean? So would they be the people that we trust to see if this particular PFAS is okay? It's tough. I don't think so. So again, and they didn't point to any studies, unfortunately, that make me change and get really, change my thinking on it. So again, man, I think you just gotta see where the science lays. That's the biggest thing, guys. Don't trust individuals. Trust the science and the studies that they point to. And the environmental group, unfortunately, wasn't backing up to any studies that are particularly bad. I think the worst study is the study that they actually put out, which is that this is going to be really bad for bee pollinators. I think that is that is really, really bad, guys. Like, bee pollinators are, they are the foundation for our entire agricultural economy, our environmental health, our human health is all, bees are extremely important, because that's how, I think it's like 70-80% of our plants get Pollinated, I mean, we're talking like trillions of dollars, right? And the idea that you could lose bees, guys, I don't think that you've really thought about that. Who would replace bees? You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to just fly drones through through and like pollinate. I'm going to pollinate my own plants with drones. You know, this just doesn't happen. You know, so there is no bee replacement. Um, so exactly, that's what's something in yeah, it's incredibly bad. Yes, exactly. Bees are the main one, but there's all types of pollinators, from beetles to bats to birds, um, moths. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing what they do. Um, Guys, human health is tied to environmental health. That is the one thing that I hope you take home is human health is tied to environmental health. We're not separate. You know, humans aren't at the top of this thing, and um, you know, and then everything else like is beneath us. Like our health as a species is tied to these this environment, and if we don't take care of the environment, we're not going to have healthy humans. Yeah, that no full stop. So it's extremely important. It's extremely important. So I really hope we monitor. That's what I would be monitoring basically. After these PFAS are allowed, I would be monitoring those bee populations now way more aggressively, just to make sure that we see that they don't go down, right? That they don't get taken out. Make sure they're already in decline, so we got to make sure that they are doing okay. Um, so yeah. Nice, Scully. You guys have kept bees. That's amazing. In the UK, you are awesome. Thank you for doing your part. Make sure you got native bees, right? That was another part. People unknowingly um, are beekeepers for like non-indigenous bees. So that is kind of wild. Um, yeah, yeah, MB is awesome. Thank you for saying that, Rapture. Um, are the African um hybrids aren't native, obviously, because they're the more aggressive ones. Are all the indigenous bees now hybrids, Rapture? Or all honeybees? Oh, okay, interesting. Interesting. Thank you, Rapture. Thank you for that correction. That's not good, guys. That's not good. Man, humans. Oh, there's 1,500 species of native bees in California, but there's just it's just the honeybees specifically. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that, Rapture. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, plant indigenous plants. That's the best thing that you can do. Make a huge impact. You're, as David Attenborough said, the world would still keep on going without humans, but us as a species would no longer keep on going if we lost our our insects. Our insects are the absolute worker horses of the world. If we lose the insects, we lose everything. Um, can't stress that enough. That is the grease that keeps everything going. And it's honestly, if you walk around and you do hikes and stuff, look, just go for an insect hunt. Don't kill them, right? Look to see what kind of diversity that you can find on in your hikes. That's what I've started doing, and it's just been such a fun thing ever since I took a insect ecology class that just completely changed my life. And it's been revolutionary. It's been so fun trying to see what type of insect diversity I can see, and It's wild, guys. It is wild how little insect diversity there is. But then when you see something that's truly unique, it is very fun. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, okay, so we have the rest of the climate town thing. I want to go and we want to react to the end of that. We want to talk about climate change. Keep going on the environmental train, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you. 3 vaccines. C-Riz, let's go. Rapture, you're amazing. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. There's the, let me bring up the thing. Thank you, guys. No, we're gonna watch it no We just got this vaccine party to go to. Hi, Big Art City. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. I thank you for being here. I appreciate you saying that. Guys, 3 vaccines here. 1149. 1149. Let's give it up. Okay, Heather, see ya. Have fun. 3, 2, 1. 1149. Good job, man. Good job. I'm sorry. C-Riz, good job. Oh, Kathleen, thank you. Thank you so much for that. Oh, Marissa got 4 calls, guys. Thank you. 4 calls. 31, 731, guys. And 3, 2, 1, 731 political actions, guys. Dude, while we do that, guys, what did you do in order to get that, Marissa? What did you do? I think you went to action.drgregshow.com. All right. And now, welcome to the relaunched MAVA 2.0. Make America Vaccinated Again is the word of the day. MAVA Action Center revamped. So on the left-hand side, you guys have all your tabs. Thank you, Robert Paulson. Thank you. All the states on the left-hand side, ladies and gentlemen. So you have to right there, drgregshow.com. You can go there. I see someone just pulled it up. I just saw someone just pulled it up. Thank you. You're anonymous duck, and I love you, anonymous duck. Guys, action.drgregshow.com. You can actually see where these bills are, okay? These insane bills that are trying to attack public health, that are trying to come for us, our ability to live free lives, right? Free of disease, free of these 30 different diseases that are being stymied by vaccines and stopped by vaccines. They're trying to bring them back. And you can go, if you live in Minnesota, you can see what's the current state of affairs in Minnesota. Read up where all the different bills are. Minnesota is a pretty bad one, guys. They're trying to make mRNA vaccines bioweapons. You heard me, that's right. They have the latest technology, the latest tech, trying to classify that as bioweapons. Hazel, hubby and I got flu and COVID vaccines. Nice. That's 4. Hazel, you're amazing. 1153. Let's go. Every single shot, every single time. In 3, 2, 1. Nice. 1153. It's 731 political actions. Gosh, imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine if people. Oh, I'm not moving around enough, guys. I'm not active enough. I don't understand this TikTok. I gotta do the dancing. Exactly, Pumpkin. mRNA vaccines make vaccines more accessible, and that's the next generation of technology. Yes, yes, Voice in Velvet. I'm telling you. Who else covers this? Who do you know that talks about these issues, guys? Who is talking to you about these things? Oh man, there's another one. Anonymous Badger, I love you. They're trying to make mRNA vaccines a bioweapon in Minnesota, and they're trying to make gene-based vaccines banned. You can't make it up, guys. I'm telling you, this is actually happening. So it's very bad. Thankfully, thankfully, RFK and his Maha degenerates have not actually evolved the frontal cortex necessary in order to actually put something in motion and create something that is novel and unique and good in the world to prove anything, but they do have the ability to lie to you guys. And they know all of these are failing in these state levels and these state houses. You know why? You know why? Because they are lying to you. RFK knows that vaccines don't cause autism. He knows that they are not dangerous. He knows that they are safe and effective, but they don't just ban them outright because he knows that he can't and he shouldn't. He is lying to people. RFK is knowingly lying to people talking about this nonsense. And they're trying to replicate this at the state level. But the insanity can only go so far. And you have state representatives and state senators going, wait, why would we want to spread disease in our state? Why would we want to stop this from happening? So a lot of these are dying in committee. But that doesn't mean we stop, guys. That means that we pile on and we push their face into it. And we make them resent the even chance that if they even tried one time to come after public health. We smear their faces in it and we say, look at all this. Current status defeated. 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 Look at that. Look at that. And we need to show them that this is going to be what happens the next time when they try this too. That we're going to stop them like we stopped them this time, and we're going to be there next time and the time again and again and again. And they should expect us whenever they come for public health. Expect us. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for checking it out. action.drgregshow.com. No, not John. Not right now. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. Let's finish up the Climate Town video. Climate Town was talking about this carbon dioxide nonsense from the Joe Rogan video. He has no idea what he's talking about. Wow. Who could have seen that coming? Do we send these to our state reps or both? So, okay, so let's say that you live in Michigan. You're going to go to the Michigan tab, and then basically it gives you a legislative wrap-up of where they are and what's actually happening at the top. And then we've identified key swing voters, people that we need to make sure are holding the line or that we might be able to sway because they're physicians, maybe they are connected to medicine somehow. And then you go in here, and if you're an in-state advocate, then you use these call scripts and these email scripts. If you are an out-of-state advocate, then you use the out-of-state ones. So it's very important to make sure if you are in the state that you are talking about that you are constituent of theirs, that it means 10 times more, okay? You still want to make the call, guys, and I still want you to make the call even if you're in out of state, because this is going to impact everyone. But specifically, contact your state reps on your state specifically, okay? So very important. Nice, Real. Thank you, man. Nobody else. I know. We are trying, guys. We are trying to make a difference in our local communities, make ourselves better, make our local communities better. That's what we try to do here. All right, guys. See, so watch the climate, the movie. This is the propaganda film that you need to watch. They do notice. Yeah, they do notice. Call me Bob. It absolutely. The difference is, it's just that you can't vote for them directly, but they definitely will hear you, guys. They will definitely hear you, and they will see and know all of the calls that you make. Yeah, fired my doc. You should just get in the box, man. Otherwise, you're just boring. So you can go in the box if you want, and we can talk. I don't bite, but just spamming the same like message in chat is just annoying. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to watching one of these for sure. The the film that lifts the lid on climate alarm. And in the first 5 seconds is Greta, like as if Greta Thunberg is the main person that climate science is actually thinking about. It's so interesting to me how who they go after and who they target, and they're trying to discredit all of climate science, guys. And they never come after scientists. They never come after me. Okay? What's up with that? Come after me, guys. Come after me. All right? Make your hit pieces about me, not some 16-year-old activist or something. You know, give me a break, dude. I'm trying to find just the trailer, but all I can find is, okay, yeah, a bunch of response videos, which is good. Okay, I can't find a trailer, so it must have gotten taken off or something, but all right. Anyway. All right. Here we go. Here we go, guys. They went after a teenage girl. Problem is Greta doesn't get intimidated. Sure, yeah. It's just like it doesn't make any sense like to attack someone that she's just an activist, man. You know what I mean? She's just an activist, which is cool. You know, that's cool. But she really isn't dedicated her life to understanding the science in regards to it, and she hasn't like she's just not old enough in order to do that, right? I mean, there are scientists and professors that have dedicated 20, 30, 40 years of their life in order to understand this, and there's a reason why those people aren't picked, you know. And it's I mean, it's the same reason why like Charlie Kirk only went after freshmen in college, you know what I mean? It's just trying to get people that are you know, off a little bit. Like, not like she's strong, but and I'm not discounting that. But what I'm saying is that like someone that has more wisdom is going to have a better view of the scenario. Yeah, Fizzle. Yeah, they pick on people that they think are the easy targets. Yeah, exactly. I'm not deriding her. I'm just saying that she doesn't have like the wisdom of someone that's been a professor for 30 years on this subject and like a PhD in atmospheric science and stuff like that. Open, how's it going? Okay, so if you're just coming in, Joe Rogan feels like that climate change is a climate alarm is all fake and nobody should be worrying about it because he thinks that the climate is actually cooling. It's not actually warming, and therefore he doesn't have to worry about it and everything is going to be fine. The reality is that we probably would be in a global cooling area if it weren't for human activity, right? That is drastically changing the temperature of the climate upwards, right? And the rate of change is exceedingly high. Okay. And then two, He's not really understanding the rate of change, the studies that went into it, the climate science that makes it understandable. And so therefore this Climate Town video is trying to understand that and trying to place those things together so we can talk about it.
Important message in terms of understanding why emissions from fossil fuels are a problem today. And then when Joe says,
this is the most important thing for anybody that's really freaked out about climate change. There's no static temperature of Earth ever.
We can compare that to this other quote from his new favorite article that says we should be worried about human warming because it's so fast. We're changing Earth's temperature at a rate that exceeds anything we know about. And just to be clear, these are not random quotes from a reporter at the Washington Post. These are from Dr. Jessica Tierney, one of the authors of the study that generated the graph we've been spending the last 10 minutes talking about. No one is saying that the Earth's climate was stable until...
That's what really frustrates me too. Hey, Ness, that's what really frustrates me too. Like the bigger platforms, man, like Joe Rogan, and he has had, thank you, he's had people on, right, that are experts, but like he's big enough to like have someone on that is the preeminent researcher of that thing. And, you know, so like, why not just have those people on, you know, and have those people that can talk to what you're talking about, like use that platform to talk to people, talk to researchers directly. Yeah, it's just such a lost opportunity. And I feel like, I think that Joe Rogan legitimately was doing that in like the early 2010s, because he was like finding his place, and people that would love to talk about subjects are subject matter experts. Thank you, Call Me Bob. Wow, thank you so much. And like he would have, UFO experts and Bigfoot experts and scientists on all in the same, right? And that's how like Sam Harris got discovered, for example, or Lex Friedman, right? These are all people that are like, linked to academia that somehow got, in the Joe Rogan orbit. But now it's just a spiraling death loop of bad information, AI. Yeah, Rhonda Patrick is another one. Yeah, her stuff on autophagy and fasting and stuff. I remember thinking about that and reading that too, listening about that. Yeah, it's very. The problem with Joe Rogan now is that he is not talking to any experts about in platforming them. He's not giving critical analyses to these awful opinions, and it really does coincide with the move to Texas, I feel like, where he is now solidly in the right-wing ecosphere bubble, and it is exceptionally hard to burst it. I mean, guys, I'll be honest. I am right now, right? And please tell me if your favorite right-wing influencers or your right-wing TikTokers or whatever like that, because I'm trying to go on their shows. I'm trying to go on their panels. And it is exceedingly hard to get right-wing people to talk about this stuff. It is very, very, very hard to get them to talk about science, or even the Maha movement. They don't want to talk about it. They say it's because they don't want to get canceled and they don't want to get their channels taken down. And fair enough. I think that is okay. Yeah, MB. Yeah. That you might hate watch. You guys don't hate watch? I hate watch all the time. That's all I do. Oh my gosh, I'm getting roasted. You guys get out of here. Get out of here. You guys don't have that's honestly all I watch. Genuinely. I don't know. That is just weird. Maybe that's just what I am. I know, Kathleen, they do. I know. Absolutely not. Okay. All right. Here. Fine. Never hate watch. All right. Okay. All right. I'm sorry, chat. I'm getting roasted. All right. I'm sorry. Well, I'm happy that you're here. Let me be the person that goes out to. Well, open. There you go. Okay, yeah, open. Send me Send me, yay, SSS, send me who it is. Um, yes, exactly. You watch me be there. But anyway, my point is I am trying to pierce this bubble, and it is exceedingly hard, guys. It is exceedingly hard. They will talk about, like, legitimately, one of these people, like, who they I'm not joking. They talk about, like, they have people talking, like, about a white Christian nationalist ethno state, and they don't want to talk about the Maha movement and the deconstruction of, like, public health bills. And I'm like, bro, like, you guys are talking about, like, the most insane stuff on your panel, and, like, you guys don't want to talk about your same side's bills that you're actually passing that is deconstructing our entire public health system. How convenient is that? How convenient is that, that they are literally deconstructing? It's like they've lit a fire to a structure, and they don't want to talk about that structure or that fire. And they don't, so it's so convenient, right? Because then it's like, well, they, by having the right really does decide in this country. The right decides what the media is. The right decides what the that news loop will be. They are in the driver's seat on the internet and in media. And when they decide not to cover their own deconstruction, it's actually pretty diabolical if you think about it, like, legitimately. They actually have the power to deconstruct this stuff, and by stifling the media about it and not bragging about it, right? They're not bragging about it. It's a lot. It just festers in, and it just disseminates, and it gets everywhere, and they do the destruction, and nobody talks about it, and nobody is fighting it. That's what we're doing with the 423 bills with MAVA and fighting back at the state levels. That's why it is so unique. That is why it is so different. That is why it's so needed. That's why we are doing something that's legitimately the stalwart against this stuff, guys. So please fight back with me. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Real. Please fight back with me. We're doing amazing things. I really appreciate you guys doing the actions, and helping me stop this lunacy that is happening, and helping us stop this lunacy. It's not me, it's you guys. So thank you, guys. Thank you. What hospitals are being closed? Yeah, for the Medicaid expansion stuff, all that money being taken, it's hard to know, Pumpkin. I mean, it's really hard to know. There's a lot of ones that are 70% requirement on Medicaid, so they're probably going to go down. Fizzle, maybe we're giving them too much credit. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Agreed. How are the daytime lives going for me? I have oh yeah, Open. I was just on there yesterday, actually, for like an hour. So yeah, we had a good conversation. There's a lot of stuff that she didn't want to talk about, so we're gonna have a Discord debate or something. I'm gonna host, like, some type of thing for their community so that we can talk about it, and we can talk about it on, like, the red and the purple site, and that'll be good. But yeah, it's legitimately, guys, I don't want to get anyone's platform taken away from them, right? And it does frustrate me that there is that trepidatious part of it, but I don't want to be in the driver's seat to cause someone to get down. Yeah, I was on a MAGA panel. Yeah, and I was asked talking about a lot of different stuff. Ness, yeah, guys, I'm trying to go on all the right wing spaces that I can. I'm putting my hat into the ring in podcast world of all the brosphere and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I know, Ness. I know. I was. No space is safe. I will go anywhere. I will go anywhere. Science is no longer afraid. We are not sitting back. We are going forward. Who says that I wasn't, Ness? Who says that I wasn't?
Till humans came along, we've known for a long time that the temperature of the Earth has changed over millions of years and has even been much hotter than it is today. And just one more for you. Here's a quote from the lead author of that study, Dr. Emily Judd. Even though climate has been warmer, humans haven't lived in a warmer climate, and there are a lot of consequences that humans face during this time. Climate changes are usually driven by events over millions of years. That's what we're seeing in this graph. We're talking about entire continents moving across the Earth and forming land bridges between previously
Yeah, guys, and think about what would happen over that period of time. Hundreds of millions of years, guys. We got like the evolution of plants, the evolution of deciduous plants. Like angiosperms being evolved, like, you know what I mean? Like there's like hundreds of millions of years means that like there's these huge like global things that are happening that are causing that. We're not talking about just like, oh, you know, like it's a little hot or something. It's like these are bedrock moments in the history of the world, guys. This is huge news and huge things. It's not just like, no. It's a little hotter.
Disconnected places. Planets could get closer together or further apart. We think the Grand Canyon only started forming around 6 million years ago.
6 million years ago.
Almost impossible to find on a graph at this scale. Human beings have only been around for a couple 100,000 years.
Oh yeah, look at that. We were just talking about that. Southern African ancient genomes estimate modern human divergence. I said 300, 350. Oh man, I get lucky sometimes, genuinely. Did it, Renee? Thank you for letting us know. Thank you. I appreciate you. Without you, we wouldn't have known that the Grand Canyon formed in the flood. Thank you.
That is a 1 pixel on this image. And I know he says he's studied this stuff.
I've studied that.
But trying to draw a conclusion about human-caused climate change just by looking at this graph is a lot like trying to tell me what color someone's garage door is by looking at this picture of their house. The impact that industrialized humans have had on the temperature of the Earth over the past 200 years, the thing people are actually worried about, is represented by 1,000th of this pixel right here. So
oh my gosh.
Let's use a more zoomed-in graph to see what there is to see. Yeah, in less than 200 years, we've already warmed the planet by 1.5 degrees.
That's not good, guys. That's not good. So that's 1880. So that's the Industrial Revolution, guys. So that's the one that we are kind of like, you know, that's where we started really taking, in a weird way, whales got saved from extinction when we discovered fossil fuels, because we were just like the kerosene for lamps and stuff were all from whale fat. So we were just culling whales one after another, trying to light lamps, guys. Thank you. And well, guess what? Like we're really in the whale population, guys. And thankfully, honestly, for the whales, we figured out fossil fuels. But now that just gave a direct import from the carbon in the ground to be exported from the ground to the atmosphere, right? And that's what we're seeing right here, how it correlates with CO2 taken from the ground, putting it into the atmosphere. And we know that because you can look at the carbon dating of that carbon, guys. And the atmospheric carbon has changed over time. It's changed to match the carbon that's inside the ground, not in the air. So you can actually see that ratio change over time. So we know that it's from humans, guys. We know that this is happening. We know that the temperature is because of that. We are linking it all together. That's just what's happening.
Celsius. And by the way, 200 years is generous. They were still trying to drink oil as a health tonic in Pennsylvania 200 years ago. Modern emissions are absolutely insane, and they are not slowing down yet. So if we look at a graph...
Except for what we just talked about, that we might actually have some type of plateau, maybe with China coming involved. Please, China, please. They might be able to manufacture us out, in plateau oil somehow. I believe it was easy without even checking. There's just too many scientists. Yeah.
Half of Earth's CO2 levels over the past 800,000 years, that spike in temperature starts making a lot more sense.
Oh my gosh, guys. That's thousands of years before today. So that's 800,000 years on the far left. This is actually an interesting thing. Do you guys know how we know the CO2 ppm of the atmosphere? And this is actually really cool. This is really cool. It's a physics thing. So basically, ice, exactly. Dude, this is so cool. Like, so much of our world is dependent just on this. When ice forms, because of the shape of water, right? The H2O, it forms a 3D hexagonal shape. Okay? A 3D hexagonal shape that just has a little bit in the center there. Air. So ice forms pure, okay? An ice water, if it freezes, you're going to have pure ice, and then the salt drops out, okay? So pure pure water is only going to form, and then at the center of that is going to be that little piece of air, which is how ice floats, right? Which is exceedingly insane if you think about that, because a solid piece of matter compared to the liquid form is going to be more dense, right? The coming together, the atoms are going to be closer together when they're formed in the solid form. So that means that it's going to sink, right? Because you have that density, that higher density. So then it's going to sink in a liquid form of its own matter. Guess what? But ice floats. And what that means is that it has layers upon layers that happens in accordance with that. So that's when you have the ice core data and you look at the permafrost and you have the core and you drill down. That means over time, you can look at that little pocket of CO2, that little pocket of atmosphere in the center of the ice, that little hexagon, that little air pocket in the center. You can sample that. You can sample that and know what the atmosphere was like because of that little pocket in the hexagonal shape within the ice. Isn't that so cool? And we get more than just atmospheric data. We actually get pollen data too. So we know what pollen means, which means that we know what type of the state of the atmosphere and the state of the environment was. And that's how we know that there was like mass ice world stuff going on, because the pollen goes down, right? Because there weren't any plants. Isn't that so cool, guys? I mean, that's legit science. Isn't that amazing? I love it, dude. I love it. I love it, dude. I love it. Thank you, guys. This is such a cool thing, man.
Here's hundreds of thousands of years of natural CO2 levels. Here's the start of the Industrial Revolution. And here's where we are now. About 50% higher than we've been for 800,000 years.
Yeah, so look at that. Modern instrument data only got us back to 1959. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that so cool what we can surmise through ice core data and understand that stuff? It's so cool, man.
Percent higher than we've been for 800,000 years. Now, these graphs were not in the article, so you can't fault Joe for not seeing them in the Washington Post. They are, however, from NASA, and eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed that Joe is wearing a NASA shirt during the interview.
Dude, oh no, he's literally saying that while he's in the middle of an interview. He's saying that insane stuff. Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing, dude. That is so embarrassing.
A little bit of cosmic irony. But to Joe's credit, this is an interesting graph from the perspective of 485 million years.
Yeah, it is.
The Earth is currently in a relatively cool phase.
Yeah.
At its hottest, the Earth's average temperature might have been almost 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Sea levels were hundreds of feet higher than they are today.
Wow.
It's fucking crazy. But when I see the graph, I don't see a climate change hoax. I see an Earth that is susceptible to having its climate changed.
Yes.
The global temperature is malleable, and a few major events have already caused massive changes over relatively short periods of time. There also don't appear to be physical guardrails that stop the Earth from reaching extremely high temperatures.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Climate Town's amazing, guys. Here's the YouTube video, guys. I'll alt tab. Please subscribe to Climate Town. Please give it a like. Really appreciate you guys if you do that. They're an awesome climate-based science educator. Really deep dives a lot of these issues, and it's just a really solid YouTube channel, guys. So thank you for doing that.
Yes, the climate is always changing, but one, fucking climate scientists are the ones who told you that in the first place, and two, the rate of this particular change happening right now is unprecedented in 485 million years. So that's probably something we should pay attention to.
Maybe.
But maybe I'm being too hard on Joe Rogan.
Nice, Rapture.
Maybe
nice,
he saw the graph,
good job.
mentioned it offhandedly to Mel Gibson, and then never thought about it again. Totally possible. Whoa, looks like we're building up to a big reveal. I promise it's gonna be good. But first, here at Climate Town, we really do have an official phone number that we give out to people who join the Patreon page, and we really do answer it. But then I started to get a ton of calls from spammers. And I thought, you know what? If spammers are gonna go through the trouble of joining my Patreon page, the least I can do is hear them out about my car's extended warranty.
Sure.
But it turns out they weren't patrons at all. They were something far.
Hey, what's up? HLRW. What's up, dude?
Are worse. People on the internet are constantly collecting your personal information and selling that information to companies who use it to pester you with annoying advertisements. And it's not just your name and phone number. They're collecting your social security number, health information, shopping habits, home address. The list goes on. Luckily, there's Incogni. Incogni is a service that will wrangle these data brokers for you, forcing them to take you off their highly profitable lists. It's a tedious and annoying process that takes a ton of time, but Incogni knows all the ins and outs for getting your data out of the hands of people who misuse it. They'll even give you a dashboard where you can see the hundreds of lists your information is on and where they are in the process of getting your info taken off of them. They also include a handy counter to show you how much time you're saving by not having to do this yourself. They'll also keep you off the lists so you can keep being a person who goes on the internet without getting your information re-stolen by the same data brokers. And I hate to be the one to tell you this, but there are also things called people search sites where anyone can go and look you up and see what information
is this one of your annual required trainings?
Incogni's also able to get a lot of your information off of those lists, which is really great, especially if you're not trying to advertise the exact location of where you sleep every night. So if you want to protect your data and free up your office phone line for calls from people you actually want to hear from, try Incogni. Just scan this QR code or click the link in the description and use offer code CLIMATE for 60% off. Is that right? It's right.
No, just get calls. Oh man, that's awful.
I actually use it and it's good. And we're back. Where were we? Oh, that's right, the big reveal. Was this just a one-off thing? To answer that question, I took a trip to the Roganverse to see if I could find another example of Joe Rogan misusing that Washington Post graph. And I couldn't find another one because I found 5.
The inconvenient actual.
This is. That's so depressing, dude. To not understand something is one thing, but then to be so misinformed that you're actually misinforming other people, like, I don't. How do we create this impact and this effect, but like with good thing? Oh my god. Yes, exactly, MB. Like he speaks on things like he's like this life guru, and he never double checks it. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't, and then he talks about it so confidently that nobody ever figures it. I remember when Joe Rogan was just a minor actor on a sitcom. It's amazing. Exactly. Thank you, Kathleen. Exactly, Amy. It's wild.
Climate data that the
He
Washington
is
Post
snappy.
printed
That's a
that
good
show
point.
that over the last 50 million years, we're in a decline. Meanwhile,
Wow.
the Washington Post, unfortunately for a lot of people, posted like a graph of global temperatures over time.
I love it. I love it. I love that in his reinterpretation, the Washington Post is the arbiter of they snuck one out. They were paid to keep this under wrap, but they actually, like, one rogue journalist was able to get this out, and they weren't able to stop this one this time, guys. We actually have the truth leaking out for the first time in the Washington Post, which is we definitely could have never seen this coming. I can't believe it. Oh my gosh.
We're in a cooling stage.
Oh.
If you find the Washington Post climate study, they found that we're in a massive cooling period. I'm sure you saw that Washington Post study. Did you see the Washington Post piece that they wrote?
And each time, he seems convinced that the Washington
More and
Post
more.
has published a climate expose that's going to send climate advocates packing.
Yep.
And this was like a very inconvenient discovery.
Very inconvenient.
But they had to report the data, and kudos to them for doing that.
It's like that one that was like the Ford study that everyone comes in here saying. Remember that about the lawyer that thinks he's a medical expert, and he goes around like he somehow got some Microsoft Office document that he uploaded to Senate.gov, and now everyone thinks it's a legitimate study, and everyone comes in here and everyone's like, it's like more and more confident as people go, trying to spout this nonsense. It's absolutely wild, dude. It's so crazy.
6 times he brings up this article. He brings it up with Jordan Peterson. He brings it up with these dudes. He even shows it to Bernie Sanders.
Oh no, Bernie.
He brings it up with Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson. Who are these people? Okay, so the bottom left is like, he's like a Constantine. He has like some type of philosophy thing. Yeah, I can't wait to see what Bernie says about it. I want to see. Well, Shay, there's a lot of guys out there. I'm kidding. Sell your soul in science, 60% off. I know, right? I mean, so. Oh man.
With these dudes. He even shows it to Bernie Sanders.
Real.
And
Thanks,
every
dude.
time
Thank
he has
you,
the
man.
same
Thank
bizarre
you, brother.
takeaway. Climate
Thank you for the
advocates
galaxy,
don't know what
man.
they're talking about because look at this graph.
Look at this graph.
Never in my life have I seen someone so obsessed with an article they don't seem to have read. And
Yeah, dude. He's spent how many times like talking about this graph, and then like he doesn't even read it. He doesn't even read the whole article, guys. He's only just interpreted what he thinks the graph is.
Joe Rogan has always considered himself a just asking questions kind of guy, but he's got a massive and powerful
It's insane,
platform
guys.
here. Apparently,
Dude, it's like 10 million downloads it's every episode is downloaded. At least before his move to Spotify, it was like 10 million an episode. It's insane. It is insane, guys. The sway that Joe Rogan's podcast has, guys. It's like more so than I would say like all the cables combined, all the cable shows combined. The top, it's 5 and Friends, or the Fox 5 is like the biggest cable news program, and that's like 3 to 5 million. And so the fact that they get 10 million is unbelievable, guys.
Joe Rogan can influence the outcomes of presidential elections.
I want to thank the Nelk boys, Aiden Ross, Theo Vaughn, Bustin' with the Boys, and last but not least, the mighty and powerful Joe Rogan.
Oh my God,
He is not
dude.
just some dude no one's listening to. So when he consistently repeats the same weird lie 6 times,
The temperature on Earth is plummeting. We're in a massive cooling period. We're in a cooling stage. We're in a decline. We're in a cooling period. We're in a cooling period.
that's
Yeah, it makes it seem like he has just talked to a bunch of climate experts, and he knows now what's going on, and he has the information now that can help you and tell you like what's actually happening. And here we are hanging out with 83 people. Well, Louis, I'm working on it. Okay, we're working on getting to the 10 million. You know, that'd be okay. I'd be okay with the 10 million person live, but we'll try. I'm thinking more 20, but you know, we'll get there. Exactly, Ness. Exactly.
It's not good. And he's not both sidesing this either. When right-wingers come on the show, out comes the graph, and they're all into it.
They
And when
love it.
Bernie Sanders comes on the show to talk about how serious the climate crisis is, Joe Rogan shuts down Bernie by bringing up an article that actually agrees with Bernie's position. Joe even cuts him off to imply climate scientists are corrupt.
You know, the scientists who are out there, I think.
I know, but there's a lot of money involved in that too, Bernie. That's part of the problem. There's a lot of money involved.
There's a lot of money in climate research, guys. Think of how stupid that comment is. Think how stupid that is. Like, what kind of patent can you generate from studying the atmospheric concentration of CO2? You know what I mean? Like, what patent are you going to be able to have there? What patent are you going to have from monitoring environmental anything? You don't. A patent is a discovering, thank you, Emily, of discovering something and a process and a unique thing that you can patent and then you turn into a company. That's why, you know, most money is going towards biotechs and stuff like that is from patents, and then those patents turn into, you know, spin-off biotech companies and stuff like that. So I'm sorry, you just do not get the money for climate and environmental research studies that you do, for example, for like what I did, you know, in my stuff. It's way underfunded. Oh, thank you, Jesse. I mean, you can jump in, you can be a guest if you want to. Can we get a vaccination against Joe Rogan? He, yeah, I mean, dude, I definitely think that he got brain broken, man. It's sad.
Involved in this whole climate change emergency issue, and there's a lot of control.
To the millions of people.
No way. This is so good.
In this whole climate change emergency issue, and there's a lot of control.
To the millions of people who listened to that particular episode, the takeaway is that Joe Rogan just destroyed Bernie Sanders with facts.
And Joe Rogan also schooled Bernie, the socialist with 3 houses, a climate change warrior who takes private jets around the country.
Joe Rogan came at him with actual facts that you're not going to hear on corporate news. And he pushed back at him, and Bernie immediately tried to pivot. He's pivoting. That's what he's doing. That's what it's called.
Bernie Sanders brings up climate change, and then Joe Rogan literally rips his nuts off.
The issue is that they have talking points.
Oh my God, guys, get me on these podcasts. Get me on these podcasts. There's no safe space for these people. They will run and hide from me. I promise you. I promise you. God, give me a chance. Give me a chance.
Points that don't know what they're talking about, and that's why they don't want to come on these shows.
And that climate
MT, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, Dr. Greg? How are you?
Hey, man. Good, good. Dude, just wild to me, the like misinformation and how much of where we stand now as a society and everything is all hinged around like podcasts and like Joe Rogan, and it's just it seems it's so interesting like how critical people are of big media, right? Which is deserved, I think, but like how uncritical they are of like alternative media, truth sayers and gurus like Joe Rogan.
It's part of the paradox of the do your own research people who like can't read. They literally, you know, if you hold something up for them to read, their reading comprehension is just very sparse.
Yeah.
Do you listen to like NPR and stuff like that?
You know, honestly, man, I don't really do that much reading on my own. I will like I'll figure out and I'll see that there's a story coming or it's in the news, and then I'll look at the report and then I read the report. So I usually I consume like less news than most people, but like the news that I do consume, I go deeper on those issues.
No, that's cool. No, I was just saying because I listened to On Point today with Meghna Chakrabarty, and that's what she was talking about was the decline of reading in our society. How there was a real height of literacy at the later half of the 1800s, and that we're kind of going back to an oratory type
Yeah.
society. And so it was very interesting too, because having seen it out unfold, like in, I mean, my content creation really, because when I first started, I was just making like memes and stuff.
Yeah.
And now, like, you really do need to be speaking. Like, people want to hear people speaking and all
Yeah.
the things. And it's just, yeah, so I've experienced it in real time. But like you said, just that degradation of reputable sources, people dedicating their lives to like be able to tell you something, and you got this bro that's just like, nah, bro. It just makes no sense.
Yeah. It's really interesting too, like how Joe Rogan specifically, I feel like has turned. I mean, I'm new to the jujitsu space. I've been doing it for like 2 years now, and how many people are conspiratorial, and how many people kind of like just. I think the problem is that it's a combat sport, so you have a lot of people that are like more right leaning in general, and then they like fall into it because of like Joe Rogan, and Eddie Bravo is another guy that's like big in the jujitsu space, but he's one of those guys that's like space is fake. He thinks that space is just a projection because of the flat Earth and all that kind of stuff. So, but ironically enough, dude, get this: his gym is named 10th Planet. So he named his gym after something that he doesn't even believe, and he doesn't even think that's real. It's wild.
It's hard to parse out like exactly what people believe and what they don't believe, what they're just saying online for money.
Yeah.
And with Joe Rogan, for example, how long is this podcast? Like 4 hours a day or whatever?
Yeah.
There's no time in his day that he's actually consuming any news. Like after he's done with this podcast, he's like sponging out, or he's, he's doing other things and whatnot. He's not consuming any sort of news. Whoever's giving him maybe some sort of sheet or whatever, because I'm sure he has a production team and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like, and he's just having those people go up there and essentially cut propaganda. Now, I will give it to him that, he lets other people go up, like what Bernie was just on or something. Was that what I just saw?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think there's been a notable change of his guests ever since he's like moved to Texas, and because of the pandemic, I really feel like he had a brain break moment, and because he wasn't able to do stand-up comedy for like 2 weeks at the Comedy Store or something, so then he literally moved to Texas because of that, and then like it's just the whole thing was kind of a I don't know how to say it, just a point where he kind of questioned everything, and then he slid right back into this wild conspiracy world that he kind of crawled himself out of, ironically enough, by like 2016 to 2020. He was like famously not, he didn't believe in Bigfoot or in anything anymore. He thought that the moon landing was legit, and then he just like seemingly slid right back.
It's funny, you bringing up the Joe Rogan and jiu-jitsu thing, because whenever I was in college, back in 2014, 2015, I was doing jiu-jitsu.
Oh, nice,
and
dude.
I didn't practice the whole time, bro. So I definitely am not where I should be on the other side of all them years. But
all good.
It's funny because at that time I was conservative and I was on the alt-right pipeline, and Joe Rogan low-key had me playing footsies with the alt-right all the way back then. I was dabbling with ideas like seasteading and just this ultra-libertarian utopia and whatnot.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I think that he's like that pipe. I'm sorry, you cut off there. You're very far from the mic. I can't really hear you. Maybe your Bluetooth got turned on. I have to switch mics. Okay, yeah, all good. Interesting, man. Yeah, I think like how those algorithms like push people is so like it's really strong. You know, you get one video and then the next video, and I think like that, like the alt-right pipeline in 2015 is kind of like, hey Jennifer, supercharged now, because now the big difference is like these AI basically. So AI, everyone has their own AI based algorithm, and the big difference I feel like is you have these, 2015 Facebook kind of filters you out, based off of your demographic data, right? It gives you this, and this because of these reasons. Now the AI algorithm is going to mess with you. Like they are going to mess with your brain, and they're going to see what you like, what you don't like, how long you have, and then it's going to nefariously mess with you to see and get you to do things more and more and more and more. And that's why I feel like so many people are conspiratorial now, more so than like we didn't have like a anti-vax problem in 2015. But they do now, because more and more people are, started with like the lab leak stuff. It started out with the, I'm not anti-vaccine, but I'm just anti this vaccine. And then now people are fervently in the anti-vax camp, because of that, because of AI. So no Joe Rogan needed now, guys.
Well, it goes back to what I said about the paradox of doing your own research but not being able to read,
Yeah.
because take raw milk for example.
Yeah.
It's labeled not for human consumption, but people are putting themselves in the hospital drinking it.
Yeah.
Well, like, come on, and not only that, but we've learned a long time ago that raw milk was, causing stillbirth and all the horrible things. So like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
at some point though, evolution has to kick in.
Yeah. I think, and fluoride too. Oh, thanks, bro. Thank you, Bill. The
Yes, yeah, fluoride.
fluoride too.
Something we
Those are
know,
the three. Those are the three pillars of the anti-science bills that they're all trying to pass right now. It's actually really really surprising, even in Democratic states like Connecticut, where they know anti-vaccine stuff isn't going to go through. They're actually trying the fluoride and stuff too, like in Hawaii, for example, too. Hawaii actually had really strong vaccine status, and they really are like that there, because they understand like we need to protect ourselves from this stuff that's coming in, and they had a bunch of fluoride problems. Wait, there's no fluoride in the water there? I thought the bills that we had on the MAVA Action Center. Let's see. Anyway, yeah, those are the three pillars, and it's just really wild, man. It's really really dangerous.
They're trying to take out fluoride where I live right now, and it's literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Here we go.
I mean, I'll be fine. I use, is it detoxified gum or whatever with the heightened fluoride? This isn't a
Okay.
plug, but
Nice.
haven't had bad breath since.
I didn't know about that. Nice, dude.
Yeah, my dentist gave it to me. They give you the little tubes, and I tried it, and I was like, oh shit, like my breath feels crisp right now. But poor people can't afford the freaking extra fluoride toothpaste.
Yeah.
They're gonna be losing teeth.
It looks like there's a state and House bill that prohibits the addition of fluoride chemicals into Hawaii, and they also have an unvaccinated reinstatement bill, and then also a raw milk bill. So they have all three in Hawaii, unfortunately. Yeah.
And the worst part about that is that's just taking up time and space for like actually real legislation.
Exactly, man. I mean, I think, yeah, for sure. Like actually creating a better community, actually like doing economic development and like making better jobs, like the higher paying jobs in sustainable fields that are going to be like the 21st century technologies that we're going to use in order to actually like exist in the world. As opposed to like watching China just build these giant renewable and sustainable energy parks, and we are just we're tearing down and stopping projects that are 95% done because there's windmills on them and Trump doesn't like windmills. So we're losing tens of billions of dollars on these things. And now we have less renewable energy, less sustainable jobs. It's one thing after another, man. Thank you, Marlos.
Yeah, jobs are jobs, and as someone that actually works in the oil and petrochemical industry,
Mm-hmm.
I know, but it's whatever.
It is what it is.
The jobs are always going to be there. Like we're never going to get rid of oil. Like people don't realize that. Like tanks don't run on sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
And all of our environmentalist dreams, like the only thing that'll really happen is we'll be able to reduce, some of the uses of it. But
Mm-hmm.
like shit ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
It would take crazy things for it to go somewhere, and if that happened, like it'd be dark in a lot of places.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Planes too.
with that reality, we have to have a diversified electrical system.
Mm-hmm.
That's just common sense, I mean, if the pandemic showed us anything, like we have to be diversified in every way, shape, or form.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my research career started in an algae biofuels lab, trying to funded by the DoD, it was like a Navy project trying to create a better, like an algae that was like nationally produced so that it could shore up, national defense and all that kind of stuff, which is, you have to make
Yeah.
sure all the grants are that way, for that. And it was, yeah, dude, I think that the biggest thing really is like airplanes. Like it's just the amount of energy required for batteries in a motor
Yeah.
to get something that
Aviation
big.
fuel.
Yeah, you really do need internal combustion engines, and like
And tanks and aviation fuel.
yeah, heavy construction things too, like those giant ones, those giant construction stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
so
It's crazy.
it's gonna be there.
You saying that you started your research in the biofuel algae.
Mhm.
I am one of the few people that actually like still distills like crude petroleum and all types of things. I don't do it anymore, but I was one of the few people that learned how to do it. And I like did that. Like I distilled some algae fuel, some biofuel and whatnot, like cut it up into the jet fuel and all the different parts to see what we could
Whoa,
get.
nice, dude. No
Yeah.
way. Let's go. That's so
Yeah.
cool, dude.
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago at my last job.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
So that's pretty cool that you said that's something that you were working on. 'Cause,
Yeah.
all those different types of sasplins and whatnot, they exist, but it's just about like the economic viability and whatnot.
Yeah.
And because that's what people don't realize is it's cheaper, like recycling asphalt, for example. It's actually cheaper to just pump virgin crude out of the ground than it is to recycle all of the asphalt on the road.
Yeah, bro, exactly. And we're subsidizing, oil companies at $30 billion a year. I mean, so
Or
like,
if not more.
yeah, the
If not more,
economy of
realistically.
scale is unimaginable. And like the algae, you have to employ the people, you have to make those hydrogen bonds that the oil companies just suck up. You have to make the algae, we have to make the fermenters, we have to make the fermenters, but then we have to pull the algae out, and then we're basically at the spot that the crude oil is at, and then we still have like way too much water in there. So like the biggest carbon footprint sink or problem with algae is removing the water and separating out the water from the oil, as as a distiller.
Yeah,
But
it was high water. I had to like separate it separately. There's a whole process for dewatering it.
nice. See guys, I get lucky. Sometimes. That's awesome, MT. That's so cool, dude. That's so
Yeah.
cool, man.
I have a couple quick questions. So like how long have you been doing your podcast?
Yeah, I've been doing like science communication kind of at large. It's 2021 is when I started during the pandemic, during my PhD program, and I did it for like a year, and I was just kind of at the end of my PhD, and I had a ton of work and stuff to do, lab work, and it was too stressful, so I stopped doing it, and then I moved to San Diego, and basically I saw what was happening this year, and I just like watched in terror. And it was actually like my friends in the jujitsu community that were speaking out, because a lot of them are a lot of them are immigrants, man. There are a lot of them are immigrants from Brazil and stuff like that. And I saw these like people that were speaking out in support of immigrants on jujitsu channels that for the first time, and they were talking about how people needed to use their voices and they need to say something and speak up against this stuff. And I was like, dang, like I admire their strength, you know, but I'm not like, I don't have a following on any social media accounts, or I don't have anything to say, you know, in response to anti-ICE raids and stuff. So, but I was like, you know what I do know how to do is the science communication stuff. And I just I have to get involved again, you know? So basically in like July, I just started TikTok because like everyone's on TikTok, and I was like, I tried to do TikTok before, but there was 1,000 followers and all that kind of stuff. It was impossible to get involved. And then they let me in, they grandfathered me in, and then I was able to start streaming, and dude, it was crazy. It was like the amount of people I like on my first live, I had like 100 people in by the end of the night, and I'm like, what, dude? Like I was streaming on Twitch and YouTube to myself and like maybe one or two people, maybe if I was lucky, you know? So I was just like, whoa, this really, really blown away. And so yeah, I'm like, and then I kind of like started kind of like my show in August. That's when I was really like, okay, I'm gonna really do this. I'm like, because before I was just doing it like once a day or once a week, twice a week. And then now I like transitioned to doing it like every night and really getting involved. And now I'm like really 10 toes deep. Is that what they say? So really,
10 toes down. That's right.
yeah. So I'm like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it all the way now. So now I'm like fully involved, and I'm honestly blown away by the amount of people and everything. So thank you guys. I appreciate you in chat.
Man.
Yeah.
So when you just launched your Substack, like you just started putting your show on there for the first time?
Yeah. I've always done show notes. So like I've always had like my Discord has like a show notes thing, and I just kind of like, just because I do go through a lot of like original content. You know, like we were talking about that PFAS article, and we were going through, you know, 3 different PDFs that were 100 pages each. And, you know, like I do like going through that like original document, the reports and stuff like that. And so I'll constantly link those and have those documents on the Discord, drgregshow.com, and that has the link to the Discord. And but they kind of died in the show notes in a channel on Discord, right? So yeah, just to be able to being able to put the show notes and the graphs and everything out there is really cool.
Yeah. So you already have all of that built up that you're going to be able to just start, you know, pumping out that content because you've already done it all. You just have to go and like, you know, reformat it and whatnot.
I was going to go kind of like in the future and just kind of start, you know, and just kind of start now and then just do my Substacks as I go forward. I wasn't going to go retrospectively and like go through, but it was just record keeping as a scientist and kind of just like making sure I have the links and stuff like that to know what I'm talking about was always kind of like a goal anyway.
Yeah. So were you putting your show on like all of the other audio platforms?
So that was the cool thing about Substack. I'm like, okay, so I need to be on Apple Podcasts and I need to be on Spotify and all that kind of stuff, and I wasn't before. So now, because of like that Substack, now I have that RSS feed, and now I can like go everywhere with it, which is cool.
Yes. That's part of the reason I wanted to make sure to get you on there, because not only is it, you know, I mean, you're able to communicate in long form, but then you can plug it to audio, and you're making all of the content. Because if you look at the structure of your show, I mean, I haven't watched the whole thing, but just from what I've seen, you're making all of the content in one shot almost every night. So in one night, you're writing your Substack for the next day, essentially.
Exactly.
You know, you just actually have to sit down and write it, and then you know you have the podcast episode because you're cutting it at night, and it's a good vibe to like be like a kind of morning listen to type show, because you're not really like crazy. You gotta, you know, it's a real mellow type voice and whatnot.
Thanks, man.
So yeah, that's cool. Like, you know, especially with the type of schedule and whatnot. So you haven't started taking any guests or anything? Well, hold on, let me rephrase that. You've had, like it's people just coming up and requesting, but have you had like scheduled guests or like anything like that?
Not yet. I've I've thought about doing that. We had a couple of when we were doing the Twitch show, there was like some cool things like viewer presentation. Like, well, once every like a couple months we would have like all the viewers who are like undergrad researchers and stuff and basically have like a symposium where they can like present, to the stream and stuff like that. Um, I've thought about having like expert panels on where people have like or who are experts can like come on and we can discuss like the certain topic and that kind of thing. But I kind of like changed the first couple of weeks. I kind of just let on anyone, and but I kind of felt
Right.
like I really like let um, the show or the panel was kind of out of my hands, and like I guess in a selfish way it's just like really boring for me to like watch these people kind of like debate a subject that I want to talk about. So like I'm here, I'm like I have this stuff on, I'm like here, I want to like talk to you about it. So I guess so I kind of stopped doing panels and just did like one-on-one deep dive conversations. So that's kind of like what my specialty's been, where people will come in and then we'll just deep dive things for an hour, 2 hours sometimes. Like, well, I'll just if someone is legitimately asking in good faith questions, I'll stay on here forever for them. So, but that's like my setup right now.
No, yeah, I got you. Yeah, because whenever I started my show, because I have followers on Facebook already. So, I was, contacting like other creators. I'd post like kind of episodes of what like me talking or whatever, but I wasn't centering myself.
Hmm.
And I was trying to have guests, uh, which is really funny because you live in California, you
Yeah, San
said?
Diego.
Okay, so I fucking one of the dudes running for lieutenant governor, I had him on my freaking podcast.
Oh
He
no
didn't
way.
say anything about it. Did not say a freaking thing about it. And I'm actually low key upset, but it's cool because it's called the propaganda factory. I
Sure.
understand the branding might not be as conducive
Uh-huh.
as he would like to be associated with, but it's really funny because like having guests on your stuff, like you never know where people are gonna go,
Sure.
and that's just one of the funny things.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
that's
yeah,
what like that my science friends like kind of like talk to me about it. Where it's like because they saw me doing my stuff before, and then like now they're actually like, oh, this is actually way more interesting to listen to because it's basically kind of like a AM talk show kind of sometimes where people just can call in with any subject and we kind of talk about anything, and so it can really go in any direction with the callers, which is kind of fun. Which I like, but most of the time people see scientists and the biggest scientific things that they have happened in their life is like the pandemic, right? So, most of the conversations, I'd say like 50% of the conversations are about the pandemic, or vaccines, since vaccines is very like dogmatic and ideological now as a topic. But it's, yeah, man, I think it's like, it's fun. And I've been trying to do more like segments with like science news and talking about that, learning about viruses, like learning about diseases, like because that's what I like to do. I like to learn a lot. So I'm just like, this is
yeah,
my platform to learn with you guys and hang out with you guys, and that's just kind of how I see it.
yeah, that's exactly it. You do what interests you, and the authenticity that you're bringing to that, that's what's going to attract your audience,
Mhm.
That's really what I've been implementing, especially over the last, I'd say, 18 months. And I've seen, exceptional results, especially from our Facebook. We've grown our Facebook substantially, but, we started this
Nice.
TikTok really in January, and we got up to 26,000. I've been stalled out for a few months now. I
Okay.
hit 25,000 back in like June or May or something like that. But really fighting the algorithm right now on TikTok. TikTok's kind of crazy. They want you to pay for the views and stuff, but I don't know,
Yeah.
it's whatever.
Yeah, that is weird. I got some like promo like the gifts and
Yeah,
stuff, and that was like the ones that really shot a bunch of my views at, but they're not like returning viewers, so I don't feel like Yeah, that's the thing. It's weird. I have like a really solid core
You
of
do.
people that like come
You
in,
do.
and I think that that's the best thing. I think so.
That is, that
Yeah,
is. I call it core radicals. I like to use,
yeah,
you know, I like to use hard science tech, terminology. I don't want
yeah.
anybody to be confused when I'm speaking. That's my core radicals because without these people, who would I be talking to? I'd be talking to the wall, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I feel
but
the same way. That's why
yeah,
I call
no,
them the atom, like indivisible, bro.
yeah,
We're like we are.
exactly.
That's exactly what we are. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was writing the freaking Antifa Code of Ethics, I leaned on that because I'm sitting there thinking like, man, like how can I describe us being together? I'm like, oh my God, we're atoms. They
Yeah,
can understand
exactly.
that. Everybody knows what an atom is. At least people on the left will.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. When 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd of us all come together, we'll make
Yep.
one mole.
Avocado's number.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, that's funny, man. So like you were like working
Mhm.
before you went get your PhD? Like you did a stint of a career before you went back to school, or how'd that work?
Yeah, yeah. So I undergrad, and then I went to a biotechnology company for 5 years, and then I was like, dang, there's a glass ceiling in biotech if I don't have a PhD. So then I wanted to go back, and I got my PhD for 7 years, and then I went and got worked a year and a half at a biotech company, and then recently got laid off because of Trump. Actually, the tariffs and the freezing of those like $100 billion that they did like had a huge impact on businesses in
Yeah,
California, that relied on those universities to as customers, right? And basically
right.
freezing of that grant funding made us yeah, it was 6 to 7 years. I think Brittany knows. I think it was 6 or 7. I think it was 6 maybe. But um, no, 2017 to 2023. So I think it was like 6 years. But anyway, yeah, man, like he has had a huge impact on the loss of American jobs and the closing of American companies.
Right.
And so that happened like in August, and then my final day was October 23rd. So
Yeah.
it was weird. I was like, I started streaming right before I got laid off, and
Right.
then I'm like, oh shit, like I guess this is my opportunity. You know what I mean? Like this really is like lining up. So
Yeah.
I have that.
It's the time to take it serious.
Yeah, yeah, and there's such a it's worse than 2008 right now for biotech in California. It's there's more layoffs and more job. Um, there's more layoffs than in 2008 in California. It's atrocious. It's really bad.
No, I believe it. Um, Man, no, that's terrible. Um, I definitely feel for you, especially because, I mean, of course, we're all being affected by this, but, to be directly affected by just this tomfoolery,
Yeah, dude.
that's one of the things that I know has to be so upsetting, especially as an educated man, my God, for this dude to go in there and do these dumb things. But that's part of the reason that I've been making it a point to hard network and establish connections with other influencers, people with platforms, especially because after what happened to Mr. Kirk,
Hmm.
that online lynch mob that was going around doxing people, it really made me realize how fast your life can be turned upside down, how fast your ability to make money for your family can be taken from you just because it's all tied to our employers and whatnot and all of this BS. Especially as people who are speaking up against this administration, speaking up against all these horrible things that's happening in our society right now.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and I had an influencer on who she got doxxed and she lost her job. Um, and that's really what solidified it for me is we have to come together in all capacities to make sure that they can't silence us.
Hmm.
So you see in this instance, it's in this instance with you especially, you gotta especially try to lean into these hard connections. Ooh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Thank you guys. Hey, Bluesman. Hey, Heather. Thank you. Thank you, Jess Kristen. I appreciate you saying that. I'm sorry to hear you got laid off too, Meg. Yeah, it's really tough. Being laid off is a wild feeling, guys. It is very weird. I've been fired before. Being laid off feels way worse. Fired, you're like, okay, yeah, I messed up. Laid off, you're like, you did nothing wrong, and my project was going so well. I had kind of hard times in the first 16 months, and then the last like 16 to 18 months, I was just getting really strides, doing amazing things in my project, really getting a lot of like things done, and then boom, the entire place got shut down. We thought that like there was, obviously we knew what was going on, right? We thought that the company, the larger company would have just moved us to a cheaper place or continued to downsize or something like that, but they just closed the entire place. It was crazy. It was about 50 people. It was down from like 100 people when I started working there to about 50 people when they shut it all down. So it's yeah, it's pretty bad.
Bro, that's absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a research facility you worked at?
Yeah, it's a research and development at BASF.
Oh shit, huh? That's crazy.
Yeah. It's like the biggest global chemistry company in the world.
I know, bro. I was about to go work at BASF.
Yeah, and we had
I worked for a competitor there.
And we had basically the R&D side of, and there was basically researching enzymes and stuff in order to help their chemistry along, and that place was there for 25 years. That research and development.
What the
spot.
hell?
Yeah,
they
dude.
just closed it.
The whole thing. Yeah.
That doesn't even make any like. Oh my god! What the hell?
I know. Well, the problem is that they're kind of pulling out of the United States. So they stopped. They're closing down a Michigan plant. They're closing down us. They're just closing down a lot of investment that they have. I mean, it's a German company, and they're just, it's not, guys, it's just not worth the hassle. They don't, a business needs steady leadership in the United States as a president, right? Because if you're going to be investing money into another nation, you got to make sure that you're not going to be hit with like some crazy tax, right? That they didn't think about, that would make the whole thing inoperable or the whole thing not profitable, right? So when Trump just is willy-nilly putting tariffs on things, and then on top of that you have Russia invading Ukraine, which increases Germany's energy costs dramatically by 30%, and then you have another 30% of our tariffs for our labor. It's just, yeah, it doesn't make sense. And what's going to happen is that foreign company or
as well. Man, but it just goes to show you how interconnected things are. Because I mean, I live freaking 2,500 miles away from you, you know. And still seeing the effects of that BS, especially with that particular company, which I guess I'm kind of glad I didn't. I mean, regardless.
Yeah.
But in my area, rural hospital is on the brink of closing. They're closing the only Social Security Administration building that's in my community. The next one is 55 miles. My community is about 62% old people, I want to say. Voted like 86% for Donnie J. So, you know, he's literally hurting the people that voted for him. You know what I mean? You didn't vote for him, but like you were doing good things for, I mean, realistically, a company that's out here making fat cake, especially with the fertilizer, because BASF is big in the fertilizer game. So that's literally our food. You know, that's national security. I mean, it's a German company, but they're our ally. That's national security.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was crazy. I was actually talking to like our site lead, which is kind of like at our site, we basically like the little CEO, and I was talking to her about it, and I was just like, well, now that it's all coming down, like my HR, my HR meeting at the end to try to say like, routes forward and that kind of stuff. I was basically telling her like all about this stuff, and it's crazy that it all came ahead to stopping this. And she was like, wow. She was like, you, unlike really anyone that's come in here before, really understand the macro economics of what actually happened to drive this thing into the ground. And I was like, well, it's sometimes, it doesn't pay to be right. It's like, but dang, that's it's just, it's unfathomable, man. I mean, elections have huge consequences, man. They do. I mean, and
Yeah.
you don't want to.
No, I'm
do
in
that.
a tricky spot right now because the company that I work for is in an extremely weak financial position, and I believe that private equity is likely circling the waters because the type of games that they play, they can purchase a company like this and break it apart for the real estate, or like selling the different sites and whatnot to different types of companies. And even if it's not good for the actual company that they're doing it to, like, they make a bunch of money because of the way that they finance the deals and stuff like that.
Exactly.
It's all a rigged game, and it's just such a shame because for people like us, and I'll use us as an example because we're, educated people. Majority of people don't go to college, especially for science, which I think gives you a little bit different way of seeing the world. I really feel for all these people who are just inundated every day with just blatant propaganda, just all the time, that makes them think that Elon Musk is helping them, that Donald Trump is helping them, that billionaires in any way, shape, or form is helping them,
Exactly. Yeah, man. That's why I talk a lot about, like, you have to be compassionate for the people that are the victims of misinformation, but then ruthless towards the people that create the disinformation, right? So like RFK and all that kind of stuff, we can be absolutely ruthless and we can tear into them. But someone who is like, making a bad decision and not vaccinating their kids, like we have to be compassionate with them because they are like making a bad decision, and we want to help them up, not push them down anymore. But then we also have to tell them the truth, which is that, like, they're not being a good parent by not vaccinating their kids. You know what I mean? They're exposing their kids to harm that they don't need to be exposed to. So therefore, that is what a bad parent does, and but that's what the truth is. So I think you have to be strong in your belief in, like, what the science says and how they're going to improve their lives when people are. But the problem is that people had lied to them. It's not me telling them that they're a bad parent, but they see that and they're like, wow, you're just a dick and you're an awful person. But it's like, no, it's actually the opposite. The dick was the person that actually lied to you and made you expose your child to this problem. But it can be tough.
The way that you shaped it, it's almost like you read the Antifa Code of Ethics, because our rules are, 4 simple tenets. It's compassion, empathy, solidarity, and no mercy. So it's very funny that, we were able to come to the same conclusion of what we need in this moment, based on our observation, our data, and, our current hypothesis.
Nice, man. Yeah. That's awesome. I love that. I love that code of ethics. Exactly. I think because it's like at the end of the day, man, like I do feel, thank you, Rapture. Yeah, I think that, like, building solidarity only comes from, like, listening to people, asking questions, actually listening to them, and being like, why did you think this, or what was that place that you went to, like, in order for you to be susceptible to this type of propaganda or this type of misinformation. And a lot of it is like people that are exploited at work, man. They're being taken advantage of. They see people that are taking it, doing way better off, and it's like, there's billionaires that are making hundreds of billions of dollars a year, man, and they're just like trying to get a piece of anything that they can see, and they see the power that comes with capital, right? And they think that these people are like Superman, so they see these billionaires as these larger than life characters, and they want to see like Superman on their side, right? They want Superman to be their friend, and like but that's the problem. That's the fundamental problem that we have. And they listen to people like us, and they're like, well, he just wants to kill Superman, and that's a wrong. You're a bad
no,
person.
I don't.
And it's
I
like,
don't want to. I just want Superman to stay Clark Kent. Superman
yeah,
doesn't need to
exactly.
fly around. Doesn't need to
Yeah.
run across the water. Superman needs to stay at work
Yeah,
and contribute
exactly.
to society. That's the
Exactly.
problem. Superman wants to go freaking chase girls and stuff like that.
Exactly,
Ruin people's
bro.
lives low key with property damage.
Giving us the bill. Exactly, man. So that's
That's
the.
what people don't realize about those Superman movies is we're stuck with the bill after that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He was saving his girlfriend, and meanwhile, he he shut down all of Manhattan for 3 months.
I was stuck on the L train, or I don't know the fucking
Yeah,
train.
exactly.
I've never been to New York, but
Oh man. Exactly, dude.
it's
So it's tough, dude. There's so much exploitation going on, and these billionaires have it so good, and it's
yeah,
just that. And with social media now, it's like it's so wild because I think Elon Musk, more so than any other billionaire, I really feel like there is another currency that exists in the world where like media attention
yes,
is
yes,
so important because and he gets it. Elon Musk gets it because he bought Twitter to become an advertisement arm, right? And I remember when he was buying it, he was like, I would never buy that piece of crap site because 40-50% of it is all bots. And
yeah,
then he realized, oh, wait a second, that's like my Russian bot army. That's like my
yeah.
clone army that I can actually use in order to
To
facilitate
mold
changing.
reality.
Exactly. Exactly. So now you can change with the AI algorithms and the social media algorithms in conjunction with these bot farms. You can mold what reality is, and you can change elections. You can change the course of history. You can change the future, because what we're dealing with is where people are living in the reality that is shaped by these social media algorithms. It's not by what is actually the reality. And then that's
No,
what we see.
that's exactly it. And it sounds like some left-wing conspiracy. It sounds like some sick left radical mumbo jumbo, but he's doing it right out in the open. Um,
Mm-hmm.
as someone, I don't know if you still use X or whatever. I don't really, but I get on because I have to know thy enemy. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot easier now because all of the misinformation is right there on X in the mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
So, we see the instance with Elon and these bot farms being exposed, these MAGA bots, especially pushing, certain political views in our country. So if we go from that premise that these people, or these, whatever we're going to call them, they're not in our country, they're pushing these certain political views.
Mm-hmm.
From that, they are making exuberant amounts of money, being paid to influence people in this country, influence elections. At what point does that not become sedition against the
Yeah.
United States government? Where are we going to draw the line here? Like, this is criminal activity. It doesn't matter if you own the platform or not. There's certain legal obligations that you have to make sure that you're not allowing certain things to happen. This is the exact thing that Facebook was getting in trouble for in 2016 with Cambridge Analytica.
Yeah.
Except for, in that instance, Cambridge Analytica was paying for the ads. Now Elon is paying the freaking bots to make the propaganda.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's actually even worse than what was happening 10 years ago.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy, man. It's crazy that Facebook was actually getting ad money from Russia in order to bet. It's just,
So
it is.
flip that now.
Yeah.
Take it in. So imagine if Facebook was giving the money to Russia to make propaganda. That's what's
Mm-hmm.
happening right now.
Yeah. And
Those
Grok.
influencers are making tens of thousands of dollars a week with artificial engagement because
Mm-hmm.
Elon's algorithms are geared towards MAGA
Exactly.
influence.
Dude, I tried it. I tried this last month because I have like a repurpose.io. I've been using that for my stuff to try to when I make the TikTok, it just puts it everywhere kind of thing. And so I hadn't tried X before. That was like the one place that I haven't tried, and I was like, you know what, for 1 month I'll see what it is, and maybe I can like bait these guys into rage watching my like science and pro vaccine stuff.
Yeah,
Nothing, dude. Like not like one view
right,
on maybe like 50 of my shorts. Like I'm like
right.
it create like an insane zero. Like
Yeah,
like
I did
I've
that shit
gotten
last year.
yeah, dude. I've gotten my old stuff in 2021 was like, on YouTube, you make, hard science stuff. You can get, I got frozen out on some of my stuff, had like no views for like weeks. So I'm accustomed to that, but like for short form content, to get 0 views, like that is unfathomable, bro. That I've never seen that. So it does feel like there is definitely something in the algorithm that is like pushing me down. Um, it's very weird. It is very, very weird.
Yeah, and the only way again to try to combat that is hard connections,
Yeah.
That's really again what I'm emphasizing. I've made a lot of them, a lot of great ones so far. Like I said, we got about like 8 million people in the collective following, with all of those different platforms and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I mean, the billionaire platforms, they're so obviously suppressing, especially like anything that's against them right now.
Mm.
Um, I mean, I'm seeing it in my numbers. Everyone in our team is seeing it today. Just today, I was trying to share something from a creator where she was making some commentary about a right-wing creator who made a anti-black joke, and
Mhm.
I couldn't share the video. I even screenshotted it and like sent it, to them
Weird.
because like I literally like TikTok literally said you cannot repost this video. Like this video. What? Hold on. Let me pull.
Weird.
Where's the green screen? Oh, you're not going to be able to see the top. Hold on, let me go. All right, can
Oh
you see it?
yeah. Weird. That is very
Crazy,
weird.
right?
Wow. There it is. Maybe so they like just blacklisted that video from being reposted?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you can reshare it now, but at the time, and I thought maybe because it was under review or something, because it just got posted, but it was up for like an hour and it had like really
Ah.
low views. And I was like, well, this doesn't make any sense right now.
Yeah. Dude, that's so weird. Yeah, dude, TikTok is very odd, man. I I I would honestly, I mean, I've gotten banned for a week for misinformation, for debating an anti-vaxxer or
Mm.
something. Um, that happened like a month ago, and it just killed so much of my viewership. It was pretty wild, but it is what it is. It doesn't matter. But I it's crazy. Like it is. I would almost them rather. So I'm of two minds. Obviously, the AI social media problem is a huge thing, right? I think that they need to be held accountable, and I think like if there was anyone that goes on like a mass firearm spree or something, we should like honestly be able to see what their social media was and what their algorithm was so that we can stop this from happening in the future, but
Yeah, I agree.
I also think though, man, like it can't be that TikTok has thousands of videos of people on the edge of the flat Earth, where they're like peering off the edge of the flat Earth and like scaling down. There's like these hikers that were scaling down the side of the flat Earth. Like I was like, what in the world? Like how is this video on TikTok? And then me, I've gotten a misinformation warning on talking about a study that I was on that's a peer-reviewed published publication. And I was talking about it and I got flagged for misinformation. And I was like, "What? That was literally published research." And then on this one, talking to this guy, I got flagged, and banned, just straight up banned for a week, and it's just it can't be that this stuff is allowed to be festering in here, and you can't have scientists respond to it. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
that's so backwards to me.
As creators, people don't understand we really are on the frontier of the AI overlords, and
Yeah.
just how absolute it is. And it's the complete opposite of humanity, and that's one of the things that's most aggravating for me about it. I mean, I'm dealing with it right now on my main Facebook page, Memes That Can Save the World.
Mm-hmm.
That's what MTCSTW stands for. I got a monetization strike for making a freaking stupid joke about when I go to Walmart and I ring up bananas, I buy organic, but I ring up regular. And they freaking banned me, and I'm still banned. I got banned April of 2024, and I made $4,000 that month, and they didn't pay me,
Wow.
which was the first time that's ever happened, actually,
Oh
because
my
I've gotten
gosh.
banned plenty of times, and the money still came through. And ever since then, my earnings, I've never made like over $1,000 in a month, because now I have to like operate off a secondary account, which I'm not complaining about the money aspect of it. That's not, I mean, that's substantial money, but regardless,
Mm-hmm.
it's just very aggravating because it was so absolute. There was no understanding of nuance, because it didn't even say that I was like doing it for crime or whatever. If I go look at the violation, it says that I was like creating spam.
Mm.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Wow.
Like, oh man.
Dang. Well, sweet dude.
And what's funny too.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's funny too is, so I got banned in April of 2024. I've been creating content on my other account since then. I've never gotten a ban. So obviously I know how to create content.
Huh.
You know what I mean? It's just like once the AI will ping you, and it's just like, and I was doing, I not only was the money good that month, but like my reach was insane that month. I feel like I was doing 30 million that month.
Wow. That's crazy. That's amazing that you've done so well on Facebook. That's really cool.
Well, Facebook is a lot easier because you can manually push the content. So, like on TikTok, there's no way to manually push the content. On Substack, you can somewhat manually push it, but it's different because you're like pushing it to different websites. And now, like the Substack has somewhat of a native ecosystem, but it's not there yet.
Huh.
But Facebook is the largest one, and there's all these groups, and that's how, especially when it comes to the anti-vax and all of that thing, a lot of it flows through these Facebook groups and is amplified. So you have originator Facebook groups and you have amplifier Facebook groups.
Huh.
So a lot of propaganda, like hard right, hard left, all kinds of propaganda is actually created from Facebook and originates there, and then goes to like right-wing chat rooms and whatnot, because you'll have propagandists like making it in Facebook and then spreading it to the core radicals and all of that, and letting them go and spread it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, dude, my Facebook is not taking off at all. So yeah, thank you for that. I'll try to join some groups, I guess.
Yeah, so what you'll do, so there's two ways. You join groups with your page that will allow you to do that, and then you join groups with your actual personal account.
Gotcha.
And you share your page from your personal account into the different groups. And so you go about it different ways. So number one, since you're science, of course, you're going to go find a bunch of science ones, because naturally that's what your content's going to be.
Yeah.
But then secondly, you can find groups. So let's say you have a handful of groups that are really big, really engaging, and you might not always fit into those, but sometimes it'll pop into your head and you'll be like, oh, let me make a piece of content just for this group. And then that's part of how you do your soft radicalization too.
Interesting. Okay, cool. I'll have to do that. Yeah, I've just been uploading and it hasn't been taking off, so I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like Instagram is like taking off a lot better. So I was just kind of like happy with that.
I'm actually not on Instagram, but I'm going to be making the push on Instagram here soon.
Hi, Nightflyer.
I regret not doing that years ago, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's weird. Like because I put the same short stuff in, and I see everyone does that. The same short stuff for TikTok and YouTube and Instagram, and people just kind of like, they'll all react to different parts differently, different ones differently, and but I don't know. It's for a lot of my stuff. I reached 100,000 impressions this month for the first time.
On Instagram?
All of them combined. So,
Oh, that's really good.
yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, so it's cool. Like between TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, it was like 50,000 on YouTube, and then like 25,000 on TikTok, and like 25,000 on Meta, Instagram, and Facebook combined. So I was actually kind of like interested to see Instagram like taking off a little bit more, but YouTube Shorts, I was like, whoa, like YouTube Shorts is insane, man. I got 50,000 views just on that. So thank you, Real. Thank you for the gifts, Real. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you. Yeah, it's just been cool to see, and trying out the different stuff, and yeah, just trying it out, you know.
I'm sorry, I was watching.
All good, dude.
I forgot.
Yeah, guys, I guess here's my Dr. Greg Show profile, guys. I don't know if you have Facebook, guys, check it out. Yeah, I only have 2 followers, so there you go. So if you guys could follow me on Facebook, if you guys crack into that 2-factor authorization and just dust it off. Hey, Jennifer. But I'm surprised. Like sometimes the
There you go. You got 3 followers now.
boosted. Thank you, man. Yeah, it's interesting. It really is. I think that Instagram pops off because people want like the political stuff sometimes, but they don't want to go to like TikTok. TikTok is like its own thing. You know what I mean? People have to like go into the TikTok app in order to like interact with that, and maybe people don't want to make that jump and like, oh, I don't want to waste my time, but they still want to do Instagram, and that because Instagram maybe is like more social and more personal.
Yeah, no. So what it is so yeah, Instagram and TikTok will have a lot of bleed over because people use Instagram because it's the way the pictures are. It's more visually, the visual aesthetic of it. And most of the like people that are on Facebook, they'll be on Facebook and like YouTube or Substack or like those things. But that's one of my issues right now is how to bridge the communities, because the people on TikTok don't want to use Facebook because they don't want their personal profiles or whatever, which I get. It's cool.
Yeah.
And the people on Facebook don't want to use TikTok because a lot of them are unk, but it's whatever. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting the different content, and like having to stream, like I have like my OBS and stuff like set up where it's like the different stuff, and then my clips and my shorts are like a zoomed in version of what you're seeing now basically, and then it's different. I have to like record it in different ways and then kind of like stitch it all together with Resolve. And dude, I would love to get like an editor. That would be like something that I need to do, but it's like $1,000 a month, man. It's expensive.
Wait, what you mean an editor? What do you mean? Like a person?
Yeah, like because it takes me like an hour and a half to do kind of like the admin stuff afterwards, after like a show.
Yeah.
And so like managing all that. I mean, I'd love to like just stream another 2 hours or another hour a night, and then just have like more content.
Are you editing your long clip before you're uploading, or are you just putting that raw and dirty?
There's my YouTube live show that I'm live right now on YouTube, and then that is just
that
there.
clip will just stay on there.
Yeah, and then I edit down that long clip. I put the captions. I use Resolve to make the captions, and then I put the captions into Gemini, and then Gemini gives me about 22-minute segments that it thinks could go viral based off of like words per minute and viral content and like how good it is. And I go through those 20 clips, and honestly, like, you know, like 5 of them are like pretty good. And so then I'll cut those and then basically then I'll do the MP3 download or extraction for Substack, and then I'll do the chapters from those captions, adding the chapters to my YouTube live show, because it's like a 2 to 3 hour video. Some people just want to see the caption, the chapters, which makes sense.
So you have to manually add the chapters on YouTube? I didn't know that.
You put it into the description. So you just put it into the description with like a hour, month, second format, and it automatically puts the captions on the chapters on there. Hey, Deanne.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, Amy. Here's my Dr. Greg Facebook. So anyway,
put
it's just
it on the screen.
The what?
Can you put it on your screen? Do you have the yeah? Because you got OBS. How you could put it on the screen, huh?
Yeah. This is my
Look,
doctor.
somebody shared the video. Go see who shared your video.
Oh, nice, dude. How do I know that? Oh, here? Oh, sick. Oh, thanks, man. Hell yeah. Whoop, whoop.
Look at that.
Thank you, brother.
No problem.
Yeah, I saw that the Substack. You shared my Substack, which was awesome. I saw that.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not even gonna front, bro. You're probably gonna do better on Substack than me. I'm hoping that, because I coached you up to get on there, that you'll remember me when you're famous.
Stop, dude. Stop. We're comrades in arms, bro. We're in it together.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, man.
But yeah, no, Facebook, honestly, Facebook is where the best money is in terms of revenue. And if I understand correctly, once you're monetized on Facebook, your Instagram will become monetized as well. That's why people don't know how to get monetized on Instagram, because you'll have to be monetized on Facebook, if I understand it correctly.
Dude, that's crazy. One of my friends is she's like an influencer in like the health fitness space, and she said the exact same thing with Facebook, because it's kind of like a dying platform. People are like, they're paying crazy good on Facebook. I tried Threads, Helen.
Well, I wouldn't say that it's dying, bro. Facebook,
Really?
number one, is the largest platform in the world.
Wow.
It's only going to get bigger, because even young people still have it, but they don't use it, like the way that they use TikTok and things like that. But they still have it because of their family and whatnot. So Facebook is going to continue to grow. And like I said, you can just hard push your content. You can physically hard push it. I mean, that's honestly how I built my platform in the beginning, is I just grinded it out for the first year, and I just was hard pushing my content into groups. I ended up making my own group. And then from that, then it's I had a little propaganda sphere, and I was like, oh, okay, so I can just start spreading things from this group. And then it took off. Now I don't have to work as hard, but I still share stuff through groups, when I'm trying to boost my little $38 a month and stuff like that.
Interesting. I'd never even thought about going into groups and then pushing that myself. That's crazy. That really helps.
Yeah, and especially when you have a core radical team, if Adam Gang is going to go to Facebook, then they can also assist you in pushing it into groups to, because you're going to be providing facts for them. You're providing them the ammunition that they're going to need to be winning these arguments online, to helping educate the communities, all the things. And so, it'll very naturally create, but not only about the pushing, but to invite people. So people who interact and engage with your content, they have a manual option to be able to invite them to follow your page. And just that in and of itself will get you, because you can invite 1,000 people a day. So just that in and of itself can get you, what is that, 365,000 people in a year, if if you have that available to push every single day.
Wait, what do you mean by pushing? You can push on your Facebook? Can you explain that?
So, okay. If you download the Meta Business Suite app, or if you go to Meta Business Suite, you'll be able to see your Facebook, your page, and you'll go down. It's easier on the phone because I can't remember where it's at on the computer, but you just scroll all the way down and it'll say this many people interacted with your content, send them an invite to your page. And, you just click through that and you do that, and you can do that once every 24 hours, and you can send that mass invite to up to 1,000 people, and then you can
Okay.
set up. So you need to start your own group for all of your comrades in your community, and as people are interacting with your page, you can have an auto group invite set up. So not only will you be able to get them as followers, but then you can potentially filter them into your group. And so all of that is just, none of that exists on any of the other platforms. So just that in and of itself, you'll probably have 100K followers by next year, like pretty easily, dude.
Dang. Okay, sick. So I just need to like start just adding people and starting getting into all these groups and just hard grind. Okay, that's awesome. I need
Yeah,
to
if you do a 60-day plan for a hard grind, that's an easy few thousand followers, like no problem. I mean, and honestly, if your community gives you a hard launch on there with a few hundred and they kind of help out for the like
yeah.
part of the 30-day plan, you make it like an action plan or something. Yeah, you can have a few thousand followers in no time, and you'll probably be able to monetize pretty quickly too, because you're already producing the content. But here's
Yeah.
the thing, when you're uploading the content after the fact, you have to put it all through Facebook first and then go put it everywhere after.
That's weird, Amy. Chad, try to go to just to drgregshow.com, and then there's just a Facebook link at the top there. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not. I also, that's weird that you guys can't find it. Curious on the page.
It was hard for me to find. I had to like scroll down and like find a video of yours. I mean, but it's just because you don't have any followers yet, so you're not going to be popping up on your search.
Interesting. I wonder how I could change. Can I change my URL or something to like Dr. Greg Show? Let's see.
Hey, if I reach out.
You broke up. You said, hey, if I reach out.
Yeah, my headphones keep dying. I have to get some new ones for Christmas.
Good idea.
If I reach out to any like professionals or anything like that that I've come into contact with, would you be about taking guests?
Hell yeah.
Or any of my past guests or anything like that, because I've had a few lawyers and things like that,
Hell yeah, dude. That'd be amazing. Thank you. Hell yeah, I would totally be down.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm trying to create the circuit, trying to create the ecosystem for us all.
Nice, man. I love it.
And not everybody's got the show, not everybody the podcast.
Invite me. Yeah, guys. MT does a podcast. How often do you do your podcast?
I'm trying to do 5 days a week right now, Monday through Friday, about 2 p.m. CST. Because of my work schedule, that's just the best. And I'll go longer when I'm like off of work, but I'm on day 7 of 9 right now. Still
Nice.
finding time to cut a podcast though. So
nice, dude. Nice, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, what time? Because I imagine you're gonna be closing here soon, or
yeah, I started at 9 every day, and and just been doing that thing. Yeah, just Kristen. I was in there today. It's awesome. I love it. MT's everywhere.
Fire, we're in there, trying to push that material for core radicals. It's not a safe space for MAG or anything like that.
That's true.
But I'm a firm believer, and we got to embolden the people that are saying the things that we want to hear. We got to hold up each other. When we fall, we got to dust each other off. We got to keep marching forward. That's the only way we're going to improve any material conditions.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Dude, well, thank you,
MT.
Able to
do them Facebook lives too, bro.
Oh, that's a good point. I guess is there a follower minimum?
Potentially, but how your account might just need to be a certain age.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
And you should go start a Twitch and a Kick, because if you're already doing it, you can go live everywhere at the same time through OBS. Hey, the beautiful Judge. Hey, Judge. You can go live with ATEM. You can go download the ATEM.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I use ATEM for multi-stream already. I'm on Twitch, and I don't do Kick at the same time just because it lowers my bitrate too much. It's like it just sucks it out of me. But yeah, I'm on Twitch and
And you
YouTube.
can do Substack as well. But Substack, you'll have to go get a new key every time, so it's a little aggravating. But it's not
Okay.
that big of a deal. Everything
Okay.
else, once it's set up, you just got to push the button.
Okay, sick. Yeah, I'll figure out how to do Facebook Live. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not doing that. Sweet. Thanks,
Right,
MT.
dog.
Thanks, MT. I appreciate you, man. Welcome anytime, bro.
No problem. You enjoy your night.
Thanks, man. You too. All right, guys. Dude, give it up for MT, man. Dude, appreciate him so much. Always appreciate people trying to help, constructive criticism, trying to build people up, you know? I think that's such a cool aspect and a good way to put it. I really, really appreciate him. And he got on one of those like the MAGA panels with me yesterday, guys. That was a not a good experience for them. Let's just say that. Let's just say that was not a good experience for them. That was really fun for me and him. It was very fun. He's awesome. Is there a way to go live and be on multiple platforms at once? Yeah, just Kristen, I am. Yeah, I'm not live on Facebook right now. I don't know how to add it, but I will, and I'll figure out how to add an output. Let me see if I can add an output right now. Stream. Oh, Facebook right there. It's right here. Okay. Yeah, I'll go live on Facebook tomorrow. There was a great info for my green tea business. Tell him thank you. Oh, okay. Nice, Light. Good. Instagram lives. I can't go live on Instagram. I don't know why. I don't have the I just don't have the followers, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Oh, my profile needs to be 60 days old and I need to have 100 followers on Facebook, guys. So both of them. Okay, well, I'm not 60 days old on my account, so there's no reason. Yeah, yeah. Hardly anyone goes on IG lives. Yeah, it's IG. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I don't have any. Yeah, thanks, user. I think so too. Oh, thanks, Blues Man. Thank you, guys. Hey, I can't wait, man. The spirit of Thanksgiving. Thank you, Light. Thank you. Light, same for you. Hope you're, I was on, I joined Light is Life into a stream that she was on, and she was in a fierce debate about whether or not the bottom of the flat earth is flat or round. It was fierce. They were going back and forth. It was a very vibrant debate. And there was like 10 people in there. And Light is Life is just stuck on that panel, and they're doing debates on it. Yeah. Which one are you, Light? Which one are you? Are you a flat are you flat or are you flat concave? Which one? Which one is it, Light? We can't do concave for relativity. Dude, oh, Light. Okay, so yeah, there you go. You can't do it. People give it with right, Marissa? Yeah, I'm more of a convex kind of guy, you know what I mean? I don't know. We haven't done GeoGuessr yet. You guys want to do GeoGuessr? Okay, let's do it. I love that you guys love GeoGuessr. I think it's really fun. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. Trump is the con guy, kind of guy. All right, here we go. All right, 3-minute GeoGuessr, guys. 3 minutes GeoGuessr. Here we go. GeoGuessr. Here we go. Are you guys ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Song. Oh my gosh, dude. Are you serious? Give me a break, dude. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, right here. Okay. Sorry, that music's not working for me. Dude, it looks like a bunch of places that I've been into in Baja. Like straight up. Like looks like Baja, California. I don't know. I'm thinking Spanish. I'm thinking Spanish. Oh, could we just go back here? So it's motos. No, Ray Motos. Looking for websites. No. I think it's gonna be. Oh man, this is not. I don't want to go down that dirt road. I went this way. Maybe is this over here? Construction. This is tough, guys. This is a tough one, man. Ooh. Praca, Maracana. That looks like a good place to eat. I would love to eat there. Maracana. Galapo? No Galapo. What does that mean? North? Is that what this is? Like right here? Sonora? Around Sonora? Like, no. Is that really built out? I don't think Baja has a bunch of like GeoGuessr places on it. $59 points. That's the worst one yet. Is in Brazil. You know what's crazy is that they were having some accents on some of the words, and I was like, "Is that Portuguese?" There's no way, guys. I'm ever gonna get Montes Claros. That is rough, dude. Dude, there's no way. Recife, Brazil. No way. Amy, you're incredible. That's impressive. Okay, next. Okay. Where are we? Oh, is this Spanish again? Is this Spain? Are we in Spain now? Opera Principal CL.CL. Okay. Colombia? Is that Colombia? CL? Is that what CL is gonna be? Opera. Mozart. No, it's Mozart. CL. Is that Colombia? That has to be Colombia. In Bogota? Like downtown Bogota. Has to be, right? And we are in the middle of like a plaza. Where's the opera? If I was an opera, where would I be? Ooh, here's some museums. Okay, so like maybe around here. Hospital. Distro de graffiti. Okay, how about some street signs? Here? Nope. It's a big open spot. There's this big, yeah, what in the world? Altura Max, no, that's like saying it's, where's some, are any of these named? Can I get a street sign? Esperade Verde? I don't know. It's a big open area, so I think like here or something, or here. 4 seconds. I think that's the closest I can get. Oh my gosh. Chile. Oh, CO must be Colombia. Chile must be CL. Dang, Amy, you're incredible. Dude, Amy. You were right across the street, dude. Wow. Amy won for sure. Dude, that's incredible, Amy. Whoa. Guys, okay, I know where this building is. Come on, come on, come on, come on. That has to be is that China? Right? That has to be China. Right? Let's go around it. Come on. I need to get over. I need to get away. I need to get away. Oh my gosh. What? How is this not? What? I'm so confused. Why is this all in English? No, it's not in English. KE50. Where is this? COVID-19. Oh, Malaysia. There it is. Malaysia University of Innovation. There's no way that there's anything else there, right? Malaysia. I'm not 100% sure where Malaysia is. Okay, here we go. Okay, Malaysia University of Innovation. Kuala Lumpur has to be, right? Okay. Temple. No. 20 seconds. Okay, how about there's a big giant thing here. Zone. Is that what that is? Is that it? The art, the is that it? I mean, there is a spire right there. Twin Towers? No. Yes! 4996. That's the second highest that we've ever gotten on stream, guys. 4996. We've gotten 4999. We're all 1 point off. That's a good one. We did it, guys. That was cool. Yeah, dude. We were 1,500 yards. It was actually at the mosque. Okay, so it's like across the street. It's weird. I would have sworn that it was like weird. That is weird. All right, guys. How awesome. That was fun. Loved getting to talk to MT, guys. That was really cool. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you so much. It's been fun. Amy, you're incredible. Oh, chat guesser. Chat guesser. No, I didn't. Okay, let's do it right now. Oh, a Twitch bot chat. Oh, it's for chat on Twitch. Let's see. Is there a chat guesser for TikTok? No, there's no official chat guesser for TikTok. While you can't play a direct game of chat guesser on TikTok, you can use a separate service like chat guesser to play online by joining a streamer's game on their Twitch channel. You can also play like multiplayer GeoGuessr, and then that allows people to like do it. Renee's, I don't know. It's a good question. Hey, F-On. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Guests can sign in with their own Twitch account and guess along when you play GeoGuessr. Okay, yeah, I'd love to. Thank you, F1. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be way cool. I'm not opposed, you know? Not opposed at all. Thank you, Joe. Thank you for. Oh, we were also thinking about playing the multiplayer GeoGuessr. So then you can like people can join in and then they can make their guesses, and then we can all like play together. Okay, you guys want to do that? Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah. Well, of course Amy wants to do the freaking the paid version. She's like, yeah, yes, unlock the full game. Let me play. Okay. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Okay. Okay. I love Carmen Sandiego. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm gonna do the GeoGuessr multiplayer right now. We're gonna set it up. We're gonna set it up. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. You guys are awesome. I love that you guys like it, so I appreciate you. Okay. All right. Whatever. Whatever. Definitely a dad. Hey. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, here you go, guys. If you wanted to use GeoGuessr, there's a referral link for referral link. There you go. All right. Here we go. Multiplayer party. Invite your friends and play together. Okay. You host. Oh, weird. Okay, here we go. Here you go. I'll put it in Discord. I'll put it in Discord. General. Discord. GeoGuessr referral. There you go, guys. You can do that if you want. Okay. And then here is the invite code. Okay, cool. There it is. Oh, sick. Dude, this is perfect. So we could just have you guys, boom. But you're on your phone. How would you find, or you can find, here. See you, Meg. There you go, guys. So LTVCN. Nice. Look at that. People are doing it. LTVCN. LTVCN. Joe's in. Okay. Yeah, just you can log in with your Google account. It's the easiest way. Nice. Maria's in. I don't have I don't know if I have mods. I have no idea what it even is. I don't even know. I just started the party, so I have no idea what it is. LTVCN. Okay, cool. Cool. Charity's in. Anyone else that's trying to come? Oh, I mean on Twitch. Oh. I don't think so. There's nobody that's really ever like in the Twitch chat, so I don't have a mods over there. LTVCN, guys. LTVCN. Anyone else that's trying to join? So we can do the live challenge. Okay, cool. You can do duels, dual teams, city streaks. Guess how many correct cities in a row is possible. We'll just do live challenges for sure. World. Oh, wait, you can go to different places. That's cool. Popular maps. Dumb test. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. All right, here we go. Oh. Amy, it shouldn't. No, it should be free. It should be free to join, I think. Okay. All right, we'll figure it out tomorrow. We'll do it again tomorrow. Okay, let's try. It should be free. Yeah, you could log in with your Google account. And it should be free. Is it free? Joe, Maria, Charity? Was it free for you guys? Or did you have to you shouldn't have to pay just to join someone else's. Okay, there you go. Snowy Mirage. Good. Maria's free. Yeah. Hi, Kat. We're figuring out GeoGuessr parties. LTVCN. Okay. Nice. So it says join the party in the menu bar. Okay. Nice. I scanned the QR on my phone. Did it. Nice. Okay, guys. All right, all right, let's go back to it. Okay, ready, guys? We're gonna start in. Oh, nice, Envy. Nice. Nice, other. Nice. Mary's here. Mary Park 128. Cool, guys. All right, Maria. Envy, are you in? Nice. Okay, guys. All right, let's try it. Let's try our first one. And 3, 2, 1. Start game. Oh, shoot. I can't say. You can't look at my thing. All right. Dang, it's going to be 5 rounds? Oh, my gosh. No idea. It's a tough one. There's no like businesses around. I can't even see any like signage. I have no idea where to go. Oh, is there maybe there's a place here? Oh. Come on. Slightly chance. I have no idea. I have literally no idea in the world. Bankings. Okay. Oh, I have no idea. Like literally no idea. Ah. Okay. Okay. All right. Joe, nice. Good job. Poland. Ah. You're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, that's totally Poland. Dang, nice. Okay, here we go. Next. Oh, are you serious? No way. Oh my gosh. Joe probably knows it immediately because there are very few roads in the world that are like this that are Google Maps. You can angle of the sun, and this is, are you kidding me, guys? We are, okay, we are driving this way. We're on the right side of the road, and we are driving, we are driving north. Velocidad Maxima. Oh, man. I was going to say it was Mongolia before that, but I don't think so. This is tough. I want to say, like, where in the world would this be? Russia? I don't know. It was like Spain. This looked like Spanish or something. Ah, Peru. Dang, that's a good guess, guys. Dang, you guys all got South America. Good job. Dang, that's rough, dude. Yeah, northern road. Wow, that was a good guess. Wow, you guys are, dude, that was amazing. Yeah, it looked Spanish. That's why I put it. Yeah, I don't know why I thought Spain. I don't know why. It was Spanish. Hmm. Lundberg. Rustenberg? I don't know. Some European country. Oh. That has to be Russian. I'm sorry, Germany. I didn't see. These towns are so long. I don't understand. I can't. I have no idea what they are. Let's go back to the road sign, I guess. Did I miss it again? I have no idea. No idea. Germany. Okay. Still in the second. Joe's commanding lead. I'm in third place. I might be able to get to second place here. You're near. Okay. Here we go. Next one. What? It says in Canada, but then it's in Spanish. I didn't see the other side in English though. So confused here. Campania. Huh. It's all in Spanish. I'm not gonna go Spain this time, and it's gonna be like Spain or something. I don't know. Some rocky, mountainous region. Is these mountains? Could this be anywhere? Manicure. I don't know. It's gonna be South America or something, probably. Chile, Colombia, Guatemala, Argentina, Uruguay, maybe Chile. Oh, devastating. Nice. Good job, guys. Dang, you guys got a good one. Yeah, that sign. Yeah, I messed up. Why does one sign say Canada and then everything else is Spanish? Yes, Kat. Thank you. Thank you. I thought I was going crazy. Oh, user. Oh, no. Oh, man. That was a good one. That's a good one, guys. Okay. Last one. Here we go. Mary, you're doing oh, good job. You're it's me and MB coming down the line here. Dude, what a beautiful place. Holy moly, this is incredible. I want to live here. I don't Oh, this is in okay, so this is definitely Southeast Asia. This looks incredible. Look at that coffee shop. That looks so cool. Look how beautiful everything is. Very tropical. Gonna say equatorial based off of the fauna for sure. Thailand, Gulf of Thailand. Okay. Gulf of Thailand. Oh wow, this is Gulf of Thailand. It's very large. I say it's like the other side though. What? Oh, it's on the right side? Oh, dude. No. No way I was on there. No way I was on there. Oh my gosh. I was actually on there. I actually had my thing right on there, and I was like, no, it must be more on the left-hand side because that's probably like nature preserves that they don't like have Google Maps for. So I was like, I'm probably just gonna go on the other side. Oh, there's Ko Chang. Oh, I missed it. I missed it. I missed it. I had it. Dang. Good job, Joe. Dude, good work. Yeah, dude, the English will throw you off. Dude, nice, Amy. Dude, how sweet, guys. I love it. I can't believe we got 7 to play, too. That's so cool. Do you guys like that? That was way fun. I thought that was way more fun. I love the idea of you guys being able to play with me, and yeah, I got to go to bed for sure. Nice, sweet, guys. We got a new stream activity. That was fun. Nice, dude. Nico. That was cool. That was super sweet. Nice, guys. Let's do it again. Sweet. Well, I mean, we're paying for it, so we gotta. Yeah, exactly, Joe. Exactly. No, I like it, especially at the end of stream. It's like after everything, and then, yeah. All right, guys. I want to travel now for sure. After doing GeoGuessr, like I freaking figure out like how much I need to travel the world, you know? And it's like, dude, just seeing that Thailand, that last one, guys, was so amazing. That was so beautiful. I was like, oh, this is incredible, man. This is so fun. All right, guys. Action.drgregshow.com. Exactly, Marissa. Exactly. Exactly. It's crazy how different the world is, but then also how similar the world is. You know what I mean? It's very odd. Very cool. I want to go. Yeah, guys. Also, Facebook. Facebook me. I'm learning about the internet. Just learned about Facebook. Okay? It's like It's a way that people can figure out and learn about what the cool things are on the, you know, parties and stuff. You like figure out where, you know, I'm just kidding. Anyway, sorry guys. All right, see ya. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. Let's get out of here. Oh, I gotta do shout outs. Thank you guys so much. That's okay, Maria. I totally understand. Thank you guys so much. Kathleen, Janine, Heather, Cher, Helen, Nightflyer, DN. Thank you guys to all the likers. Thank you so much. 100, 1,000. Thank you so much. Cher, NB, User, Meg, Heather, Island, Noble. You're amazing. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys. Patreons, Mrs. Dr. G, Ado, Call Me Ness, and guys, we have a new one. Russell from YouTube, man. Russell from YouTube, what a beast. Thank you so much for being a Patreon. Appreciate you so much. Let's change him. Let's change it right now, guys. This is our first one from Russell Bowden. 8664. Thank you guys. Russell Bowden 8664. Thank you, man. Appreciate you so much. He's an Australian. Found us on YouTube yesterday. Love the show. Patreon the same day. I was like, dude, thank you so much. Wow, I was blown away. The kindness. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you all the support. Appreciate it. We're out. We're out. That's it. We did it. I know, right, Maria? I was like blown away. So the kindness of people is so cool. I think we do something different and people see that and they love it, and I love them. Thank you guys, and I love you for being here. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye. See ya. Thank you, YouTube and Twitch. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Peace. Bye.